855-4107.
A real estate magnate in Vietnam standing trial for allegedly running a $355 million bond scam.
Vietnam prosecutors say that at the start of 2022, the luxury property developer No An Young was in financial trouble because of stalled projects and the impact of the COVID pandemic. They say that in order to raise more capital, Mr. No, his son, and 13 others sold illegal bonds to unsuspecting investors and then misused the money to pay off millions in company debt. The case is part of an ongoing crackdown on corruption in Vietnam.
The BBC's Celia Hatton. UN Secretary General Guterres expressing concern over the escalating violence in Myanmar following reports, and residents of the country's western Rakhine state said military airstrikes had killed at least 25 members of the country's Muslim Rohingya minority, including children. Townhall.com. Unilever cutting 7,500 jobs and spinning off its ice cream business in an effort to reduce costs and boost profits.
The London-based company that makes Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Dove soaps, and Vaseline says its ice cream business, which also includes Magnum bars, would benefit from separate ownership to increase growth. It says the split is expected to be completed by the end of the year. The British consumer goods company, with 128,000 employees, also says it's launching a productivity program that's expected to lead to a reduction of about 7,500, mostly office-based jobs worldwide, and save $867 million over the next 3 years. Jeremy House reporting.
Communist China tightening its iron grip on Hong Kong. Hong Kong lawmakers passed a new national security law, grants the government more power to quash dissent. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, buddy.
Yeah.
Welcome to Tuesday.
The second day of the rest of your life.
Best thing about Tuesday is not Monday.
Second day of spring break.
That's right. Now it's officially like spring, like
today. Actually, yeah.
Today or tonight or something. I think
it's like today at like 2:07 p.m. Actually, let's find out.
I think it's 9:06 p.m.
Let's see.
That's what I heard on the news last night, and I was like, when did we get down to the time on spring? I guess science.
I mean, yeah, that it doesn't. It's not like, you know, when you cross over the California border and all of a sudden the rain stops.
Right.
What time does spring start?
Ooh, okay.
Here we go. Yep, you're not wrong. 9:06 p.m. Mountain Time. So yeah, spring don't start until tonight, but tomorrow you'll have your first official full day of spring.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was. I was like, because I remember hearing it on the news last night. I was like, wait a minute, when did we set the exact time when spring began?
Right.
Like, I just remember like, hey, today's the first day of spring. You know, put your shorts on, or
I picture somebody looking at a clock on their wrist. Go!
Right.
Switch.
Right. And then, like, all of a sudden, snow melts and flowers pop up out of the ground. Yeah. So, I learned me that information for the first time yesterday. 9:06 p.m. spring.
It's actually you know that song that everybody like associates with the morning, the
I think so. Your whistling isn't helping, but I know what you're talking about.
I actually learned the name of that song because I had to use it for radio production. It's called Morning Mood.
Apropos. I'm assuming it's royalty free at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's classical. So most of those are they got their money.
Yeah. Old Bach still ain't collecting checks and Beethoven and those guys. But happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Hope your Tuesday's going well. Weather, it's going to be fair to Midland, kind of. Like there's some rain chances like later in the week, maybe. You know how that goes. But enjoy the day. I think it's going to be a nice one for the most part. I was on the bubble with long sleeve tee but I kind of remembered like today was supposed to be similar than yesterday. And yesterday I was kind of wishing I had a long sleeve tee on. So
really?
Yeah.
I kind of liked the nippiness yesterday. It was
did
nice.
too, but I like it under a long sleeve tee.
Fair enough. I like to feel the crisp on my skin.
That's right. My fingers love it. My forearms, not so much.
In my plums.
But, kind of a busy week. A lot going on today.
Boy, howdy,
tonight.
is there ever.
Like, I've got major dinner plans for you tonight. For a couple places.
Ooh, fancy.
Because the Historical Society tonight's going to do are having a Dine to Donate event at Texas Roadhouse tonight. That's from 3 to 10 p.m. But also... the fine folks at Dion's is having their community night benefiting Roswell High baseball from 5 to 8 tonight.
It's a real Sophie's choice for dinner, isn't it?
So pizza. So please get pizza and steak.
There you go.
Let's just do it all tonight and help Roswell High baseball, help the Historical Society, and get them all in there.
Order a nice cut of steak, like a decent, like a petite, maybe a cowboy cut.
Yeah.
Ask them to thinly slice it for you. Then take your thinly sliced steak and lay it on top of your delicious Dion's pizza.
Maybe try one of the gourmets.
Ooh.
And throw some steak on it.
I bet that steak would be real good on that.
I know this is kind of sacrilegious, but they got a gourmet veggie pizza.
That's what I was just going to say.
10.
You put some steak on top of that feta with the... Yeah, buddy.
And the Greek olives.
Whew,
yeah.
That's some good stuff.
I'm telling you, I think we started a fusion. Dion's Roadhouse.
Dion's Roadhouse.
And we do these kinds of things.
I love it.
But thank you to both businesses
yes.
for supporting our community and get out there and support them both here. When we'll talk, matter of fact, Amy McVeigh-Tejas will join us in just a little bit to tell us a little bit more about tonight's deal at Texas Roadhouse and, of course, update on what's going on in the Historical Society scholarships. End of the month, we're down to about a week and a half, 2 weeks. March is zipping right by here till the end of the month before you can get your applications for college scholarships turned in, and so we'll talk all about that with Amy. But yeah, we got many places for you to get food tonight. So, and then of course in the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to talk with the folks in the Chaves County Extension Office, get an update from them about 4-H and ag stuff and home ec stuff. And then we're going to talk boxing.
Ooh.
Golden Gloves, the 76th annual New Mexico Golden Gloves boxing tournament's happening this weekend at Roswell High School.
Nice.
Ray Baca will join us and give us the skinny and invite you all to come out and watch 3 days full of amateur and professional boxing. It's really see the up-and-comings and the who's who. I you know what? You know, we've talked to Ray on the show. He's a great guy. But I don't think I've talked to him since the Tyson-Jake Paul fight.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to ask, what boxers think of that kind of... I know you and I think of that, but I want to know what boxers think of that kind of thing.
Right.
Like, I'm excited. And I know it's probably all hype, but Tyson keeps going on in the social medias and that. He's like, y'all think I'm old? Y'all think this is a joke? I'm doing boxing a service. I'm going to retire this dude tonight.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for it too.
That's what he's saying. I'm going to make him be like his brother in wrestling.
He fought Floyd Mayweather, who was legitimized Jake Paul as a fighter, but it's like, yeah, but it's Floyd duck and run Mayweather. He doesn't. He's never known for his barrage of punches.
He's not a brawler.
He's a block and ducker.
Yeah. Tyson's a straight mauler brawler.
He will murder you. He's murder grandfather.
Yeah. Yeah. He's. But the question is, people are like, well, can Tyson do it at 60 or whatever he is now? And I'm like, have you seen the videos? Do you want to get in the ring with that guy?
Heck no.
I
And sleeps in a room with a tiger. I'm just saying.
Mike Tyson built different. Y'all don't get this.
Takes a certain level of ability.
Yeah. He has feelings, but not like your kind of feelings.
And his feelings are hurt towards you. You will be hurt.
Well, I think he's evolved. Like, as he's gotten older, he has matured.
Oh, sure.
He's definitely turned into a pretty personable dude.
Yeah.
But there's a switch on that man, and you don't want it flipped, because when you flip it, he'll straight up murder you.
Mm-hmm. It's called the kill switch.
Yeah. So I'm very, very curious what just, obviously we're going to talk all about these cool, these young boxers coming up and everything, but I do, I don't have people that know about boxing in the room, so I got to ask.
You know what I'd like to see started? You have your professional leagues, obviously. You have your amateur leagues. I want to start an immature boxing league.
Immature?
Immature. just a bunch of dudes throwing sucker punches, cheap shots.
You know where I'd start?
Doing this thing.
You know where I'd start for your opponents? TikTokers.
That was like Jake Paul?
No. TikTok pranksters.
There you go.
All these prankster TikTokers, give them a job as immature boxers.
It's just a prank, bro.
Immature boxers.
Nice.
Let's see, because that's the world where those people need to live. Say again?
I was going to say Sneeko.
Sneeko?
Yeah. Y'all ever heard of Sneeko?
Huh.
He's like a guy who's talking crap on
I've probably
the internet.
seen him, but I don't know his name. Which one is he?
Which one is he?
He's not the guy in Britain breaking into people's houses, is he?
No.
He's not the kid that looks like he's 15 walking around with a big, huge 6'4" dude hanging out with him while he picks on people.
I think that's the one.
Okay, yeah. He needs a good punch to the face, that guy.
Yeah.
That's his name, Slicko? What's his name?
Sneeko.
Sneeko. So this clown shoe, what he does, he looks like a 15-year-old boy.
Uh-huh.
He's got with him a giant black man that's about 6'4".
So it's Robin Big.
And looks like Coffee, right? John Coffee. So
he's got Green Mile with him.
Yeah. So he walks around
with a bodyguard.
Yeah, he walks with his bodyguard, and it literally pushes people and picks on people, and then does like this. What are you gonna do? And then as soon as someone raises up on him, here comes John Coffee to take care to what you doing, and they're like, all right, never mind. But
yeah, everybody's cocky when you got muscle behind you.
Well, I just want to see one day just some dude just haul off.
I think there is a video of someone actually
Then we need to make that put it on.
Who knows how to fight, beating his bodyguard and
good
stuff.
Good, because that snot nose deserves it. Sneeko, that's his name.
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that might be the same guy. I'm not sure.
I hope he's not rich off this. I hope the IRS took all his money or something.
Yeah, bad usually befalls on these people.
Well, Logan Paul can escape it.
Yeah, but he should be in immature boxing, and I hope he gets fodder for the first fight. You just put him in with Tyson. Oh, I want to see that guy.
You know what? I did see a social media post from Tyson where he's just wearing a T-shirt that says "sign here" and his name, and he's going, "Sign the contract, big boy."
I like how you did that in voice. There was no lisp in that quote, but the way you said it was implied. Sign the contract, big boy.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
You gotta step on your own tongue.
I think he's Matt. I think Mike Tyson's the only man on the planet can have that voice and get away with it.
Oh yeah, 100%. One of my favorite Tyson quotes of all time is it was like in an interview or something. He goes, "I'm on the Zoloft, right?
Yeah.
But I'm only doing that to keep me from killing y'all."
I believe it.
Yes, you're right.
And I believe it. I will never ever forget. And Sean, you're probably old enough. Roy, you were too young. But back when Tyson was married to Robin Givens, and Barbara Walters did that interview with those two, and they were in the mansion, and it was a whole trying to show how human Mike Tyson is.
Right.
And I can't remember if this was before or after the rape allegations or.
Well, if it was Barbara Walters, I'm going to guess after.
Okay, but they were married to Robin Givens at that time, and I don't remember that timeline either, whether it was before or after the marriage.
Right.
But anyway, and it was them sitting, and it was of course typical '90s luxurious white everything with the plush, and then there's Tyson and Robin sitting on the couch there in all white dresses and suit and everything, and looking very rich and regal.
Sure.
But Tyson was clearly drugged. something they did something to that man, because Robin Givens is talking all kind of smack about him.
I've heard of
He's
this
sitting
interview.
there like a zombie. He's not saying nothing. He's just staring blankly into the world. And then you ask him a question, and it was almost like program like, well, you know, and then it was one of the weirdest Tyson versions of Tyson I've ever seen.
I've heard of this interview.
And I know they drugged him up or did something to him. He was not normal Mike Tyson for that interview. And
1988.
Okay, it was 88. All right. Wow.
Yeah.
So I knew
We've come a long way from then.
Oh my goodness. That's one of those first. So whenever I think of Robin Givens and Mike Tyson, I think of that interview and that the top 5 creepiest moments in televised history. But oh man!
Also, the Michael Jordan McDonald's commercial. Stop it! Get some help.
I would say that one of two things happened. Either a lawyer approached him right before the interview and said, "Remember, anything you say can be used against you in a court of law," or they went ahead and drugged him up.
I think they drugged him because I don't think he cares about the former.
Mm-hmm.
Like if anything, this is the same guy that he don't care about consequences all the time.
It's true.
Once he gets, and to be honest, if you've watched or read the documentaries and bios on him, they've done about 10 movies about his life and everything over the course of. I understand why he's that way, because literally he was raised in the streets as an orphan and it was kill or be killed mindset. That's when that's the world you live in your formative years of learning the world, that's going to make you a little different. It just is. So, but that being said, it's not excuse to go. Oh, it's just Mike.
I was raised on the street.
Let him rape and pillage. He's just Mike. Can't do that either. So. Amy's on her way. Just got a text from her. So let's do this. It is 7:20. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure parked overhead for now, so things look pretty good today. Upper 60s for the afternoon high. The wind should stay fairly light, and we get lots of sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting through and our low dropping 40. Getting a little windy on Wednesday, a few gusts around 30 miles an hour, up to 70 on the afternoon high, and sunny, sunshine, and upper 70s on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 40 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 79%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 3 miles per hour. Nice day today, mostly sunny, 67 for a high. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not bad for almost the first official day of spring. Not till 9:06 p.m. tonight is spring, accordingly. So you're still in winter. But for tonight, partly cloudy. Expect an overnight low of 40. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Highs near 70 tomorrow with southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 44 degrees with west winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny and 75. North winds at around 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 45. Friday, sunny and 78, pushing 80. And then for Saturday, sunny and 77. And mostly sunny and windy with a high of 76 on Sunday. So remember that little talk of rain they were mentioning earlier? Yeah, that's all bye-bye now. So just sun, little wind looks like too. That sounds right. All right. It is 7:21. We're going to take a quick commercial break, get you your Arousal Livestock Report recap with Smiley Wooten, and then Amy McVeigh-Tejas will join us with the Historical Society talking about eating steak tonight and scholarships and all kinds of stuff. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 799 head of cattle sold on Monday on an uneven market. We're on light receipts with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold steady to 4 higher. Feeder steers 2 to 3 lower. Heifer mates steady to 6 higher. Packer cows and bulls $4 to $7 higher. 3 to 400 pound steers $360, $395. 3 to 400 pound heifers $329, $357. 4 to 500 pound steers $340, $395. 4 to 500 pound heifers $279, $329. 5 to 600 pound steers $270, $340. 5 to 600 pound heifers $266, $279. 6 700 pound steers $250, $270. 6 to 700 pound heifers $236, 266. 7,800-pound steers, 225, 250. 7,800-pound heifers, 180, 236. Packer cows, 118, 134. Canner and cutter cows, $1 to 115. Packer bulls, 130, 150. Feeder bulls, 110, 120. Cow calf pairs not well tested this week. Top half the bred cows, $1,500 to $1,975 per head. We do appreciate the business. We'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know jack. 632-2660.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county, or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
Can't hear as well as you used to? That can happen to the best of us. But when you can't hear people speaking or birds chirping, it's time to take action. That's when it's time to call Howard Allman with Here on Earth Hearing Care Center. Howard has been helping people hear better for over 55 years. Howard is who helps the Artesia seniors with servicing their hearing aids of all makes with free cleaning and hearing evaluations. And he's ready to help you. Howard can share with you information on Audibel Intrigue AI hearing aids with many features you might not expect a hearing aid can do, such as using your hearing aids to stream calls, music, and more. Plus, health monitoring, count steps, even fall detection, all built in. Meet face-to-face with someone who can help you choose the right hearing aid for you. Call Howard at 575-622-0375, and he'll be glad to set up a time to meet with you. That's 575-622-0375 for Howard Allman of Here on Earth Hearing Care Center.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, she wears lots of hats on the show, but wearing her official Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico hat this morning, Amy McVeigh is back with us. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Or this morning, I should say. I mean, I just saw it last night. So.
We were together last night. We wouldn't know.
Yeah, we had our Historical Society board meeting.
That's right.
Which a lot of good things came from that. Before we talk about tonight, we were kind of getting an update from our education committee talking about the scholarships, and they're getting some really good applications in for our scholarships here. But we're approaching on the deadline here. We're about under 2 weeks now because the end of the month here, the end of March 31st here.
That's right.
So we're just under 2 weeks away to get these applications in.
It's actually March the 29th.
There we go. That's the official
March
one.
the 29th. But you're right. So you're right. It's under 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we got to get these applications in. I invite you to go to the Historical Society's website, roswellnmhistory.org. You'll find a link to the scholarships there, and you can read the I think it's 6 different scholarships where you can apply for.
Well, technically 4, but you're right there. But there's some doubles there, so we're going to give more than one. So you're right all around. We're going to give that many scholarships, but we just want to really encourage people to go to the website. You cannot do a paper application. I think that's very weak. It's all digital. It's Google Docs.
But if you have trouble navigating that stuff, don't hesitate to call or shoot an email. We'll be happy to assist in any way we can to get you the information.
Absolutely. But don't wait till last minute, because we need transcripts. We need letters of recommendation.
Yeah,
Give yourself a week.
It is a little bit of
prerequisite
work on yours,
Yes.
and you do have to write a paper, and so that does require time. And you obviously, don't forget, when you write these papers, you're selling yourself and selling you.
Yes.
So remember that when you're writing this, because I'm telling you, the committee every single year has a huge, just rough time, because there's so many great applications. The competition is very close, very competitive. We would love to give everyone a scholarship. Unfortunately, we don't have enough money to do that. If we did, we would. And anybody else wants to donate piles of money, like some great people we have
you better believe
that
it.
have been a part of this for many years now, we would love to invite you in so we can give way more money and make it easier on our committee. But
if we're relentless and begging for money, we'll beg for scholarship money, right, Mike?
Absolutely. but please allow yourself, students, more time to for parents listening, nudge your children here. Get on the ball about getting these applications set up and turned in. And don't forget, you could apply for multiple scholarships there. There's a character scholarship, a STEM, and arts. If you qualify, like character, technically everyone can qualify for that.
Everyone. So, and thank you for mentioning
or
this.
Continuing
because,
education.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's been a little bit of confusion, and I've seen a couple of applications that I do believe that's not a clear message there. So let's start with the continuing ed. Continuing ed is any individual, and we have applicants that are 19, we have applicants that are 60-some years old.
Which is really cool.
Oh, I love it.
The continuing education, because we just had that about 2-3 years ago.
It's a couple of years.
And so that's added that layer to it, because obviously not a lot of 60-year-olds are starting college.
Come on, this midlife
but
saying, I found my passion and I'm going to go back to school. We love that. So continuing ed, let's be very specific, unless you are... And there might be some exceptions, but you would need to be a high school student enrolled in college, and that's a unique situation. This continuing ed, that's right, and we have exceptions.
Yeah.
Continuing ed primarily is for individuals that have already graduated from high school and are continuing education, whether it's a trade school, online, or any university.
Or maybe you already enrolled in the middle of it, or you said.
That's right.
Maybe you were military.
So that's basically that category. The other ones, humanities and art, which that was our first ever scholarship. And quite frankly, that's one of the level. We get very few applicants, which is fascinating.
And it's a pretty broad.
Humanities and art.
It's a very broad topic, genre. I mean, that could be anything from psychology to arts to...
Right. And we love us some history majors, so we've got to get these history kids coming back to Roswell.
To all of that... anything you're dealing with people really deals with the humanities.
The STEM is, that's generally the most highly sought after scholarship. We've got so many majors going into that field.
Well, and society has kind of steered people into the STEM, which is important. And I would like to add it to STEAM and to update STEM to STEAM and throw arts in there as important with that, because a lot of times math and science don't work without some of the arts helping to guide it together. And,
that's exactly
right. Or some
right.
people don't understand the math and science without presenting it through a way of arts.
That's for sure.
And that's absolutely.
That's for sure. And character, certainly high school seniors have some resilience and have pulled through character to rise above all these unique circumstances these high school kids have.
I would argue any student that's gone through COVID has built some character to get through that, and that's what it is. It's what character is, what you are, what makes you tick, what drives you in this world, and showing that to us is what and that's what obviously you hear good character, bad character, but that's what we really are looking for those people that, regardless of where their starting point was, they're looking to make something better of themselves and of the world, and that's what character really comes into play here.
And all of these scholarships in this were funded by the Linda Hayes Trust. We've worked diligently with Troy Hayes to not only just give scholarships but reflect the giver. the arts and humanities and was very passionate. Love of Linda Hayes. She loved the arts. If you go by Troy Hayes' office, you'll certainly know their love and passion,
Absolutely.
their mutual respect for the arts. So in honor of her, and then certainly they're a huge advocate for that underdog mentality. Those individuals that have really risen above insane circumstances.
Well, those are the stories that drive humanity to the next level.
That's for sure.
I mean, think about it. Think about the stories, the movies, the things that what are the ones that always evoke the most emotion and the most, it's always the underdog overcoming
That's right.
the odd story.
That's right.
Showing the strength in humanity. And so that's one of humanity's greatest assets. And
That's
so
right.
to celebrate it and spotlight it, that's what, to be honest, you look at all of human character traits and everything, that's the one that gets us to the next level of whatever we want to do in life. If we want to put people in Mars, we want to, start the next USS Enterprise and warp drive and all.
That's right.
That's where it starts. The
Well,
character,
and that,
the drive.
Mike, that you mentioned that, we have an amazing IPA student, I won't mention his name, 6th grader.
Yeah.
He's the only 6th grader that did exactly what we asked. Shout out for the 1%er. We asked him to bring his family back.
There's going to be a lot of military folks because they love those attention to detail people.
Man. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a 6th grader at the IPA, there was only one student that did what he was asked, simply to bring his family back to the museum. If he did, and just for the record, he got an autographed John LeMay book.
Nice.
Took a picture, but he informed me he's going to be an astronaut.
Awesome.
And he will be that next Robert H. Goddard. So you're right, Mike. Going back to these stories, and what does history have to do with all of this? Everything.
Absolutely.
This is the future. They're making the marks in history, and we're very passionate about it, and we don't read the stories just to be somber. We care about these stories, and this is resilience right here.
You want to fix our future? Study your history.
You better believe it.
The key to the future is studying your history.
And to this day, we stay in contact with our kids. These kids are a Historical Society family. So please, if you have high school seniors, they're home for the spring break, take a look and open these Google Docs I'm going to tell you one thing. If you've never looked at them, you can't fully apply during spring break because you're going to need your transcript. You're going to need
you're going to talk to some counselors.
But make yourself aware of what you need. Get this done, because that is right around the corner.
And all the high school guidance counselors are very well aware. So if you walk in the office and tell them what you're doing, they're gonna know exactly what.
Well, and you can
need
absolutely request that during that, so when they come back, they know what you need.
I know we live in a world now with more modern stuff. I know they have like portals and things, so maybe you can shoot it during the thing, and then when you get back here, I know I'm a little less high tech on that stuff. I know it exists through my wife.
Well, you're exactly right. Yeah. And knowing that if you make those requests now and those are popping up, I guarantee you my husband was just talking about this. He'll have mass notifications. So call us for 628-8333 for additional information. Technically, if your student has a major and a minor, they could literally apply for 3 scholarships.
Absolutely.
One thing we haven't mentioned is we've made an intentional effort to really make these scholarships stand out. So they're $1,250. That's a large amount of money.
I know,
especially
if you're going out at Eastern here in Roswell, that's pretty much a semester.
Yes. So these scholarships will be, so there's going to be 1 humanity arts, 2 STEM, 2 character, and then 1 continuing ed, all $1,250. You can email me at historydirector@outlook.com or call 622-8333. Roswell NM History.
And by the way, like I mentioned, it's not reserved for Eastern. That money goes wherever. If you're going to Harvard or you're going to Lincoln Technical Institute or Columbia Broadcasting School, if you remember that from back in the day.
And thank you for mentioning that, Mike. This is very important. A very important message. These scholarships are cut directly to the student in advance to help with fees and books and those things that may not be covered on full rights.
Earmark it for whatever you need for your continuing education.
For sure.
Yeah, whether it's covering books or tuition or ancillary stuff to get computers, whatever it is to get the job done. That's what it's meant to be used for.
And this is for private school, homeschool, the Valley. I mean, literally
anywhere. And that's what's a good thing about this, because I know sometimes with grants or some of the other scholarships, it's earmarked specifically for tuition or book, whatever it is. This gives you that flexibility to say, all right, well, I got a scholarship that's covering this. This will help me pay for books or help me pay for my laptop to do my work on or something.
And Mike, it's kind of unique because we don't have a lot of applicants, but we kind of have one representing all kinds of different areas. We have one Gateway, one Early College, one University High, one Fort Sumner, one Roswell High, one Goddard, one NEMI. We just want to encourage, and like I said, where there is NMI, all those areas.
And based on past history, we get folks from Fort Sumner, Las Cruces.
And we love those little communities.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Eunice,
yes,
we
I
get
would
them
love
all them, yeah.
like Capitan or Hondo. So we really encourage Mayhill. You know what I mean? Like we love that. Yes, no, we love that. We love that, and I think that's so important. Again,
and invite your
celebrating history.
Carlsbad and Hobbs and all your friends
those
down
little
there.
treasures, Tatum,
yeah,
Vaughn.
Lovington, and
like I would love high school because I think
Maljamar.
That's one of my favorite things to do is when we go give these scholarships, and we've got a great committee, and we're going to these different environments and seeing the amazingness of these schools, those hidden treasures. So please, 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 and if you're listening and think, you know what, I can give another $1,000. I'm going to tell you right now, it will happen because we always have this. We have a close tie. We have spreadsheets. It's rankings. Yeah. There's nobody's
like
names on the spreadsheet.
Difference.
And I guarantee you there will be 1 point differential. So if you could give monies to allow one more scholarship, that's a big deal of impact to us. And nothing is harder than making those decisions.
Or if you list, like, the Hayes family has entrusted us for many years to do this thing, and we're so honored to take on that task. If there are other families or folks that would like to do something similar to that,
yes,
honor the legacy of a family member and use us as a conduit to do that. We're getting kind of good at it now, thanks to the Hayes family.
That's right.
We've had a lot of practice over the years, so we would love to be that conduit to kind of incorporate and make more opportunities available. So we're already doing it now, and if you wanted to kind of enrich or enhance or make that bigger,
yes,
we would absolutely welcome that opportunity.
And thank you for mentioning that. The FM Nelson family has been amazing to come on board in the honor of Morgan Nelson to help make available New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy scholarships. The TSI Family Fund, the Serafinos, have done the same thing. They have a mutual admiration for what we've started, and they are continuing to allow us to expand New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy. So the challenge has been the challenge has been put forth out there, and they will be applying. Their deadline is coming. Any New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy student can apply for our scholarships.
Yes.
They have to do a video. They have to do a little bit.
That's a lot easier in today's world.
Yes.
Like when they were asking us to do a video, it's like, I don't know, I got to go.
And they've got amazing IT out there.
Now
so,
they can do it in their underwear in the bathroom.
So the New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy Scholarship, it's not just all about these that we've spoken of. New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy scholarships will be available. $2,500 will be given to amazing cadets out there. And we're really, really impressed with what they're doing out there.
Absolutely.
Can't thank that enough. And
it's been great since, they were doing great stuff even pre-COVID, but COVID, especially, COVID really put a damper on entities like the Youth Challenge and stuff like that. And to see them thriving and growing and continuing to do pre-level COVID and more now, then, that's great to see them kind of be the phoenix in the ashes of that was COVID to come out of that and even better and stronger.
They just have it going on.
Yeah.
And if you haven't driven out there, just drive around there, roll down the window, and take in some of that amazing New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy air, because it's amazing. And shout out to them. They're coming on board helping the Teen Leadership Institute. I can't thank them enough. They're just a great family out there doing great things.
Well, and it makes sense because at the end of the day, we're all working for the same mission here to try to get the best foundation possible for these young people.
Yep.
So when they go on in the world to make their decisions in life and do their things, they're best equipped to do that.
That's right.
And that's at the end of the day what Teen Leadership Institute, Youth Challenge, what we're doing at the historical, everything, even youth, all of your youth-driven events, youth sports, all the end is that end game is to get them ready for when they're adults to go on and be prepared to do the things they want to do.
And we're huge advocates to keep connecting those dots, because whether it's Eric Neri and the amazingness of Sertoma, And I can't tell you how many times we connect the dots. And one thing that's important for me is when we make contacts and some of these amazing kids aren't getting scholarships, one thing I will help do in any way possible is make connections, whether it's an amazing organization giving scholarships, whether it's Cowbell, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Any way we can help draw attention and help kids, we're all in. That's what it's all about.
And I'd even add another little wrinkle here while we're talking about money and college and all that. Please, if you're listening, you're applying at Eastern or whatever university you're applying to here. The moment you're done in the enrollment office, walk your butt right into the financial aid office. Sure. Get the FAFSA form going, and let and trust me, the staffs in the financial aid department, this is what they want to do.
That's right.
There's so much unclaimed scholarship money that goes out there.
Oh my goodness!
Walk in that thing and just tell them, put your name in the lottery. Literally, throw your name in as many applications as possible, and let's see. You could end up with hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars in little ones rolling in just because there's so much money that people. They don't know about these scholarships and no one applies. And so nothing gets claimed. And who knows, you might, so let the financial aid office work for you.
Yep.
As soon as you're done, you're getting in your enrollment and all that, walk into that next office and get that process going.
And say, I need help. Go to your high school counselors.
Yes.
They've got hundreds of kids, but I'm going to tell you one thing I know about all these counselors, whether at university, high, early college, Roswell College. If you say, I need help, they're going to give it to you. Our board president, Jason Garcia, he's a huge advocate of helping connect those dots through Mexico Military Institute and the ROTC program. Shout out to Mexico Military Institute. They are really making that affordable and obtainable for anybody out there.
They're in the same mission as everybody else.
They can work and with you. So shout out to whatever it is. I think we're all a big community, and if we can embrace our resources and ask for help and get with it, I think we're just all in it.
Because we want you to get this Historical Society scholarship and every other scholarship you can get that you can get working in your favor to help you. Because at the end of the day, money should not be the problem.
No,
that prevents you from getting your goals. We can fix that one.
That is for sure.
If you have the desire, the aptitude, and the ability to do this, we're not going to let money be a hurdle to stop that from happening.
Absolutely not. Any way we can help, we're all in. Now we can talk about your favorite subject.
Yes, let's talk a little food here.
Mike's favorite subject.
Yeah, absolutely. So last month, Texas Roadhouse partnered with us here at the Historical Society, and big thank you to them. We had a big success last month for doing that. Well, now we're on the calendar, so to speak.
We are.
So for each month, we're going to have a night out there. There'll be exceptions here in the future, but for the most part, each month, we're going to have a dine and donate night. And tonight's night, if you come out to Texas Roadhouse and have, I guess you could say dinner because it's 3 and 10. Early dinner, late lunch if you start at 3, or a late night snack if you're eating at 9 o'clock here. Right. But if you come and dine to go or dine in at Texas Roadhouse between 3 and 10 today, and bring this flyer or show a picture of this flyer on your smartphone, or bring one with you if you're like, I love paper, and then you can use it and print it off and recycle it when you're done.
Instagram and Facebook, we've posted that image. You need to have that image.
But go and show your waitress, or if it's to go, when you go to pick up your food, show them this flyer, even if you order through the app. Because I know with Texas Roadhouse, it's very convenient. You order through the app, you go to the to-go window or booth there or room, and they pick up your food and all that. But you can do that like you normally would. But just bring this flyer or have it on your phone, show it to the cashier, and that way they will know to take your receipt and set it aside so we can count it toward the tabulation for the Historical Society.
I think one assumption that some of our people made, and some of you, if you haven't been a part of these fundraisers, and shout out, they have one going on all the time, and shout out for everybody that they're helping.
Matter of fact, in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have the Golden Gloves folks in just a couple nights ago, St. Patrick's Day, Sunday. They were doing Dine to Donate at Texas
Good for
Roadhouse.
them. That's
so,
amazing. And that's part of our history, too.
Yeah.
So do not assume. Don't just assume. You can't go in there and say, oh, Amy, we went, so it's taken care of. No, like you said, you have to have the paper. You have to have the image. You have to show the waitress. And it's a well-oiled engine. Boy, they tally up those receipts, and they give us 10%. And we can't thank them enough for that.
Absolutely. So we ask that maybe you grab the fam.
Yeah.
And make your way on over to
For
Texas Roadhouse. Of course, we're more than we'd love to see you dine in. Usually Amy or some of the folks are
I think we had about
hanging out,
we had almost 8 board members all around bringing their, but call your friends, call your neighbors. If you're one to go out with some friends, let this be the night. Or you know what, show some love to somebody that's done some things for you and take them out.
Yeah, take them to dinner. Take them to dinner tonight. But it's from 3 to 10, so depending on your dining
early or later.
The earliest you can come in and start helping the Historical Society is 3 o'clock this afternoon.
We'll have a table out there. We've got some great blessings.
And if you've never ate Texas Roadhouse, then you're in for a treat. Because they, I mean, and I don't know how they do it, because, you know the world we live in. A steak dinner, you're dropping $50 easy for a steak dinner. You know what I mean?
True.
And,
that is true.
And to be honest, you get a great steak dinner, and you're not paying. I mean, if you get their highest end of steaks, you can drop some money.
True.
But you get a nice, ribeye or New York strip steak that you're paying $50 for normally for half that
really
price
good
there.
price point.
Yeah,
and I know even there's some thrifty souls out there that say I'm on a budget. But you know what? I know we talked about it last time, that early bird menu they have. I think it's until 5, something about that. I mean, you're eating $10, $12. Hello, come on.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, you get the most bang. You get a great bang for your buck at
and
Texas
the
Roadhouse.
service, they're on point out there.
Yeah,
they really are.
I honestly don't know how they make money. I mean, that's why it's always packed, because
that's true.
Because the food and value will. Anytime you see a place that's constantly busy,
that's true.
There's a reason for that.
Well, it's true. I mean, they are always busy.
Yeah.
And you get to take the peanuts or enjoy the peanuts. Just fun added blessings.
Absolutely. And so, but again, that's tonight between 3 and 10. Come by, carry out whatever you'd like to do there. But please, before you get there, either print off this flyer or have it handy on your smartphone there,
or
so you can show the waitress.
If you want a piece of that, call. If you literally want a paper, call the museum at 622-8333. You can drive through the parking lot and I'll run right up.
Print one off for you. Absolutely.
I have them right here. A couple of save the dates, Mike, because I know we might be running out of time. So a couple of things we haven't talked about. The Art NM event that's Roswell at the Roswell. I don't know if you've talked about that on the radio.
We haven't had a whole lot of it. Let's get that out.
April the 13th. Shout out, and I know when I say this name, she said, "Oh, it's a big family," but the Lori Roof family of amazingness. Thank you for what you're doing. This event is amazing. It is from 10 to 1 on April the 13th. The Historical Society is going to have a booth. The theme this year is Western Skies.
Oh, nice.
And we have the privilege of receiving a couple of Peter de la Fuente Western Skies that are going to influence in some amazing art sculptures.
He's an amazing artist and amazing person to talk to. I've been very fortunate. We've had him on the show a few times.
And I think he's going to come for our booth and have some fun.
He's not only art history, he's New Mexico history.
Now, you can't make a mess. We already told him you can't bring the egg temperature. You can't do all that. Hey, you can't make the mess. You're amazing. But we'll talk about it. So, again,
does he eat eggs, or does he used to make them all for
paint? He probably does whole.
He's like, I've never eaten an egg. I've only painted with them.
But he'll eat out just about anything. April the 13th, though, so just mark your calendar. And I know Lori and that they'll do a great job. Shout out to everybody that's part of that for making that possible. If you're not able to go to the March Texas Roadhouse, our next Texas Roadhouse night will be May the 21st.
Very good.
And that's amazing. Last but not least, I'm going to give you the teaser for the day, August the 13th. Save the date, write it down. I'm going to say it again. No, good. August the 13th is on a Tuesday.
Good.
And that is our Heritage Dinner.
Yeah, kind of a big deal this year, as it is every time.
It's a huge deal.
It's a big deal every time.
Put the PSA out, and Mike, I'm really excited to get that person on the radio.
Yeah.
This is going to be a special one, and it's special.
When are we gonna announce who it is yet? I know it's under wraps still.
that person's going to come on the radio.
Okay.
And everybody is special. This person is special because this person is certainly saying, if you're going to honor me, it's not about me. So I'm going to honor every dadgum person that's impacted my life. Boom, jigga, jigga.
But
That's what it's all
the
about.
exact reason why we're honoring this
You
person.
better dadgum believe
that's
it.
the thing. And I, that's kind of an MO with hair. When we, especially individuals, a lot of times it's like,
that's right.
Look, you know what? I'm this is not what I'm doing it for. Honor the people that I'm in. And so they feel that same way. But to be honest, that's exactly why you're being nominated for this.
That's exactly right.
Because these are the people that just silently, constantly, even the stuff you know about them in public, that just is like the tip of the iceberg. You look below the surface, and there's so much more they've done that the public doesn't know about, or even know they have a connection to.
So if you're a member of the Historical Society, it's going to be coming out in our newsletter. We'll come on the radio before that. Last thing, too, I'm just looking. August the 27th is our next blood drive. Talking about the Heritage Dinner, Mike, you and I, we want to give a shout-out to the 1998 Heritage Dinner recipient that is no longer with us, that is planting a garden in heaven. OMG.
Yep.
Shout out to the Gill family and their private souls. So we'll leave it at that.
We're
we respect
praying for
privacy.
the family and
Absolutely.
at this time.
And we'll leave it at that.
We put it this way.
Oh, man.
The void is going to be big. And to be honest, I don't know if we even understand the full impact of what we lost.
I think that what we've seen over the years, and I'm just speaking to the choir because everybody's saying, yes, Amy, we know this, but when we lose the legacies that go beyond them and the silent servants that they are, we don't even know all that they've done to then fill the void.
Yep.
That's happened twofold, whether you're Alvin Jones and these amazing people, whether you're the Mrs. The K. Rogers of the world, they did so many things behind the scenes. Even if Elvis Fleming, we didn't know what we didn't know, the Mary Lou Glasses, they did it but keep in mind when those are silent legacies, we as a community have to make sure to continue those on their behalf. That is why it's called a legacy.
Pick up that baton and keep running with it. Yep.
You don't let the legacy drop. So I think as a community, we bind together to fill these greatness. Last but not least, I'm going to say on the radio, we're losing one of our great treasures that is just relocating. So life without Jane Anglin at the Historical Society is not a life I want to live, but I'm going to have to do it.
Like when she, because she kind of pulled back the curtain. About 2 years ago, she basically was not eligible to be on the board anymore.
Yeah.
And she was such a cornerstone, keystone to that thing. Now she was really not on the board in name only. She didn't really stop any kind of her volunteering and active. So, but I remember that moment. I was like, man, are we gonna know what we're doing without Jane on the board? But now I'm having that same feeling again. It's like, oh, we're losing Jane. Are we
That's right.
Are we gonna be all right?
So Miss Jane is starting a new chapter with her family, and she's getting closer to family, and she's leaving the state of New Mexico. And just lift up the Historical Society. When you have a super woman like Jane Anglin that does everything. She sees a need.
Yeah.
She just does it. So we're in the market for the next Jane Anglin, and that's called a legacy.
Well,
so if somebody's out there and retired, we never will fill the shoes, but I know one thing, nothing would give her greater joy to know that somebody called that's listening and saying, I know Jane Anglin, and if you were relying on her, let me help out in the honor, that'd be very, very
well. We're losing her, but I hope not forever.
She's in our heart, and I guarantee.
I hope she does come back and visit.
There's this
and
little thing called the internet, and she
Yeah.
sends emails at 3:30 in the morning saying, "Did you do this?" I don't ever want to stop getting those emails. She was the spot checker.
Well, and she gets a hankering for her favorite Roswell food. Hopefully, she makes her way back to
that's
town.
right.
And,
But
and does.
we're not being somber. We're just celebrating great people that are here on this earth. Some we've lost. Some are starting new chapters.
If we don't get a chance to say it, Jane, thank you.
We love you,
thank
Jane.
you for for everything you've done.
Oh gosh,
you know.
yes.
We're losing a family member.
I hope
a little
she's
bit.
packing and listening right now,
Yeah.
and we're sending sunshine
Although
your
she's
way.
up at 3 a.m, I hope she's napping right now.
No, she doesn't have.
Sleep.
She just goes to sleep. Hey, when the sun goes down, she might be out. She's probably passing out. But we love you, Miss Jane. We're sending sunshine your way. We wish you nothing but the best. But we love you very much.
And the community she's moving to next year, getting a good one.
Oh,
so.
They better treasure that jewel, because she is the jeweler.
But don't forget tonight. Come on out to Texas Roadhouse 3 to 10.
Yes.
Get this flyer either online or print it off and bring it with you. Show it to your wait staff. And I do have the right date one. I do. I'm going to try to print it off the right one.
Good. You did good. That's good.
And bring this with you tonight or have it on your phones here and show your wait staff, and they'll get you taken care of.
Yes.
There, so.
And shout out to Golden Gloves and everything they're doing. That is certainly part of our history, and we thank them for what they're doing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Stay tuned. 9:15. Ray's going to be in, and we'll talk some
that's great.
boxing and all that with
Thank
him
you,
here.
Mike. We
thank
appreciate
you as always, and
Happy
thank
day.
you. Thank you for everything you do too.
Thank you.
7:57. Let us pause for Wall Street Business Update. Quick break. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Americans applied for mortgage credit in greater numbers over recent months, even as they faced greater headwinds in getting those loans, according to new data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. NASDAQ, which lists shares of some of the biggest U.S. tech companies on its exchange, said it had resolved a technical glitch that affected trading for more than 2 hours before Monday's open, and that all systems were back up. The company did not give details about the severity of the problem. Workers at Volkswagen's Chattanooga, Tennessee assembly plant are seeking an election to join the United Auto Workers Union, setting up a critical test for UAW President Shawn Fain's unprecedented campaign to expand the union's reach to foreign-owned automakers in the southern United States. Oil prices climbed about 1% to a 4-month high on Monday on lower crude exports from Iraq and Saudi Arabia and signs of stronger demand and economic growth in China and the U.S. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Are you or a loved one having a hard time getting to your medical appointments? At Artesia General Hospital, we believe that transportation should never be a barrier to good health. That's why we're excited to announce our new non-emergency medical transportation services. Each of our vans is wheelchair accessible, and our friendly certified drivers go the extra mile by meeting you at your doorstep and ensuring a comfortable ride to your Artesia General Hospital services. Rides are available Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Schedule your ride today by visiting artesiageneral.com/transportation or calling 575-736-8211.
Sign up today for the 2-day Reload Camp with Coach Tom George, Saturday and Sunday, April 13th and 14th in Artesia, New Mexico.
The goal of Reload is to take our camp to locations that don't always have a lot of opportunities.
The 2-day Reload Camp is for all ages, all positions, and features college, NFL, and local coaches.
They do it because they want to impact young people. I'm not saying every professional and college coach is like that, but the ones that come to my camp are, because I don't have it any other way.
Saturday and Sunday, April 13th and 14th in Artesia, New Mexico. Sign up today at QBimpact.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight.
To secure the southern border, the U.S. Supreme Court has extended an injunction blocking Texas from enforcing a state law and clears the way for the arrest and the deportation of illegal aliens. The law's on hold while a challenge by the Biden administration works its way through lower courts. Former President Trump has been unable to secure the close to $500 million bond needed to appeal a New York civil fraud judgment against him.
A bond company takes on the responsibility for any payout if a defendant loses on appeal and is unable to pay. According to Donald Trump's lawyers, obtaining a bond has proven to be a practical impossibility after approaching roughly 30 such companies.
The BBC's Ada Tofik says if Mr. Trump isn't granted a stay and doesn't have the cash, New York's Attorney General could ask a judge for permission to start seizing Trump assets. Mr. Trump's previous request to post a $100 million bond was rejected by the court. Showdown in the South China Sea, Secretary of State Blinken noting increasingly aggressive actions by China's military in that disputed waterway.
We stand with the Philippines and stand by our ironclad defense commitments, including under the Mutual Defense Treaty. Article 4 extends to armed attacks on the Filipino Armed Forces, public vessels, aircraft, including those of its Coast Guard, anywhere in the South China Sea.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has agreed to send a team of Israeli officials to Washington to discuss with Biden administration officials a prospective Israeli move on the southern Gaza city of Rafah. That, according to White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Watching Wall Street, stocks are mixed. Right now, the Dow trading about 75 points higher, while the Nasdaq is down 104 and the S&P is off 10 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Japan's central bank has raised its benchmark interest rate for the first time in more than 15 years, ending a long-standing policy of negative rates.
Japan was a pioneer in cutting interest rates to zero at the end of the last century to stimulate the economy. And in 2016, it went further by cutting them to below zero. But for the first time in 17 years, the country's central bank has increased the cost of borrowing to 0 to 0.1%. The move comes as salaries have finally started to increase after being flat for decades. That's because Japan had little to no inflation since the 90s, and it even suffered from deflation when prices fell. But for the last few years, the country has seen higher food and fuel prices, driven largely by the pandemic and the war in Ukraine.
The BBC's Marika Oy. The UN says illegal profits from forced labor worldwide have risen to $263 billion a year. Townhall.com. An Ivy League school says it will not enter into collective bargaining with the union its men's basketball players had voted to join earlier this month.
Dartmouth made the announcement Monday in a move that could send the case to federal court. The school was adamant that it believes, quote, athletes in the Ivy League are not employees. That in declaring its refusal to bargain a labor deal with the athletes. The National Labor Relations Board ruled last month Dartmouth basketball players were employees, clearing the way for them to vote to join the union. Jason Walker reporting.
Reports of a tentative deal that could avert a partial government shutdown. Congressional negotiators have reportedly hammered out an agreement on Homeland Security funding, which could pave the way for work on other spending bills, and that could head off a partial government shutdown next weekend. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of the world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The abolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Whoop. Pin up flying. Welcome to our number 2.
The news.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Roy, for filling in there. Sean's handling some business at the moment. So we got Roy on the deuces right now. We just mentioned Texas Roadhouse tonight with the fine folks at the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. However, if you don't want to do the steak thing, or you're really hungry and want 2 meals tonight, which I won't judge. You do you, brother. If you want to do this, knock yourself out. But tonight, the fine folks at Dion's Pizza, Salad, and Subs, they're having their community night tonight. And this, if you're not familiar with this, at their community nights, basically an organization tonight will be the Roswell High baseball team will benefit, where if you come and order food at Dion's Pizza, Salad, and Subs between 5 and 8 p.m. this evening, a portion of all the sales made during that time will go back to the Roswell High baseball team to help them pay for, all the stuff that makes them, it's really, it's kind of interesting with this high school sports. They do get some help, for like equipment stuff, but the logistics of them traveling and stuff, the boosters really help with some of that and getting that happening. And so they do events like this to help cover travel expenses, hotels, food when they're on the road, things like that. So if you'd like to help out, come and have a delicious Dion's pizza and or one of their yummy salads and or one of those. Don't sleep on their sandwiches. They got great sandwiches too. I know we talk about the pizzas and good, but if you love a pastrami sandwich,
yeah,
Dion's got you a good pastrami sandwich. And I know that's one that's you don't necessarily find in a lot of places around here. That's more like a New York deli type sandwich, pastrami. So if you're a pastrami person, I know there's a lot of you out there. Dion's got a pretty good pastrami sandwich. My go-to is the turkey. They got a turkey, and I'll put that green chili ranch on it. Oh, that's the 10. But get that tonight. Try one of the new gourmet pizzas. If you haven't tried one of the new Dion's gourmet pizzas, they're all good. We tried all 4.
Do you ever get wheat bread on your subs?
I have. I know normally, but I have. I'm not a wheat guy per se.
I think it's a bit softer than the white, personally.
I'm just that guy that grew up on like Wonder Bread, so I always have that soft spot for that kind of thing, and so I lean. Now I have, I don't like when wheat bread gets real artisan-y and they start putting like oats and nuts and things all in it, and you're just like,
I don't like the everything.
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't like that for a sandwich, man. I don't need the whole fruit cocktail on my bread to eat a sandwich.
I mean, it's a problem when it's like falling off, like crumbling off, and then it's a problem, you know. But otherwise, I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'll eat it if that's what you got, but I will not go and procure that kind of bread to make sandwiches for myself. I will not do that. So I've never. I do have had wheat. I don't normally do wheat on my sandwiches, but I have.
Yeah. I remember there was a time when parents were like, no white bread, no white bread.
Oh yeah, it was all white was
it's got
the
those
devil.
chemicals in it.
White bread was the devil, man. You can't, it'll kill you. Eat this wheat. I'm like, I think that's just
it's got chemicals in it. What
little hubbub, but
no, just chemicals.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all bread.
But yeah, get a gourmet pizza too.
It's good, and I'm telling you right now, they have. I think it's the Duke, and it is it's basically Albuquerque turkey kind of sandwich kind of thing. It's basically that in a pizza form with the turkey and the cheese and the green chili. It is tasty, but I'm telling you right now, it's not for the faint of heart when it comes to heat. I got that pizza and it was good, but it lit me up. I was I ate a piece of it. And I was like, that green chili was hot. It was good, but it almost hit my limit of too hot to eat. Almost.
Yeah, no.
Almost. Didn't quite do it. So if you like something on the spicier fare, I recommend you try that Duke pizza tonight. That's a good one, and it's delicious with the turkey and I think I can't remember all that's on the top of my head here, but it's really good.
What's the barbecue one?
Is
that Kansas City?
That's the Kansas City, I think it is, and that's the chicken. And I think of the 4, I'll give the slight 1 seed to that one. It was my favorite, but not by much, man. That veggie one was really good too, and it's got an Italian name like Santini or something. And it's really, I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You'll find it on the menu.
I think the barbecue one was a 10.
Yeah, but I loved the veggie one too, which surprised me because I'm Mr. Meat. Like, you know, the best condiment on a burger, more meat. You know, bacon, ham, that's meat.
Yeah.
So I was like, no meat on my pizza? Well, this is not even food. Why am I doing this? But I was wrong. It was delicious, and I would eat that pizza even if it doesn't have any meat and order it because it was that tasty. So if it converted a carnivore like me, then even the most meat eater on your list of family members will be into that pizza.
You hear people calling themselves carnivores these days to counteract the vegans.
Yeah. Well, that's been a thing forever.
And it's just as cringy.
Yeah. No, people saying I'm a carnivore, that's been around since I was a kid, and even more, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what should be funny? Start a new trend.
Oh, yeah.
Every time these vegans come up, just start, you herbivores. Ugh.
Yeah.
Herbivores. Just go that move.
I'm an omnivore.
Yeah.
I eat both. What do you got to say about that?
Yeah. I eat bacon and I wrap it in spinach. What's up? But again, come on out, help out the Roswell High baseball. Come on out to Dion's tonight between 5 and 8. Get you one of them pizzas, or and save room for dessert. I like their brownies. They got pretty good brownies. That's my go-to, but they have other delicious desserts too.
They have cheese bread apparently.
Oh, they got that,
but it's not on the menu.
Oh, their bread is a 10. The cheese bread, yes, it's a 10.
Yeah.
It's,
just in case people don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, you could almost get an order of that and eat it for dinner, and just get that.
Yeah, there's a lot of food items in restaurants that are never on the menu, and it's like, why isn't this on the menu?
And I will warn you, the family size salad is big.
Yeah.
You either need to have quite a few people, or be prepared to have salad for a few days.
It's called full size, but yeah, it's for a family.
Yeah, it is a biggin, and it's good. Oh, their salad's amazing. They have good salad, but it's a lot of salad. So if you're thinking, step down a size, otherwise you might get more salad than you can handle. Just a tip. Oh, excuse me. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. I don't think any of our guests are got here yet, so we're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. In a little bit, we do have the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office scheduled to join us, give us an update on what's happening over there with 4-H and also with Ag and, of course, the home ec side of things there. They're always got 20 things going on over there. So we'll do that this hour. We'll also get you up to date with news of the local variety along with your Wall Street business update and anything else. Kind of conjures up in the cabeza here. It is 8:15. Let's go ahead and take a gander at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure parked overhead for now, so things look pretty good today. Upper 60s for the afternoon high. The wind should stay fairly light, and we get lots of sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting through and our low dropping 40. Getting a little windy on Wednesday, a few gusts around 30 miles an hour, up to 70 on the afternoon high, and sunny, sunshine, and upper 70s on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, did I refresh? Gosh, I did not refresh. Just hit the refresh button, Mike. That's all you got to do. Didn't do it. Now I did. Currently, 43 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 80%. Winds are calm at the moment. Mostly sunny today. 67 are expected high. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, looking at an overnight low of 40. south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 70 for a high. Winds out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, expect an overnight low of 44 degrees. Winds will be out of the west at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, 75 for a high. North winds at around 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny and 78. I like in these warmer. 78, that's a sweet spot right there. 75, 78, love that. Perfect. And then Friday night, mostly clear, 45 for an overnight low. Weekend, sunny, partly cloudy, and 77. We'll get that out on Saturday. And then Sunday, we're looking at windy and partly cloudy, 76 for a high there. And then looks like with the winds Sunday, that's going to make it back down into the 60s for a high on Monday. So, but it'll be spring-like regardless. It sounds like atypical New Mexico spring stuff. So the wind and the, feels like summer, but with wind like you're used to, here in New Mexico. All right, it is 8:17. Real quick before we take a break, our guests haven't been here yet, so I'm kind of filling a little time. Next hour, we're going to have Ray Baca join us, and he's coming on to talk about the big event this weekend. March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th is the 76th annual New Mexico Golden Gloves boxing event that's going to be happening at Roswell High. Again, March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. It's an amazing 3 days of boxing where you get to see some of the best up-and-coming boxers in the state all throughout that are part of this. First bell is at 5 p.m. Friday. First bell Saturdays at 1 p.m. And Sunday as well. First bells at 1 p.m. You get to get tickets at the door. Youth are only 5 to 17, $5. Adults, $10. And then veterans and seniors, $7. But stay tuned. Next hour, Ray will be on, and we'll talk a little bit more about the boxing event and all that. All right, it is 8:18. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll see if our guests make it. If not, we'll chit-chat some more. We'll be back. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The University of New Mexico. It's the state's flagship, a world-class university right here in Albuquerque. Apply for admission at UNM today at unm.edu. That's unm.edu. The University of New Mexico is the university for opportunity.
A comedian once said, "No one can tell me anything, not even myself." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Most people stop listening and start forming an answer or response when someone's talking to them within 7 seconds, so they miss most of the information.
John 10:27 says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me."
When Julie and I were preparing for this, she looked right at me after I spoke for a while and said, "What?" I guess we all have work to do in listening. But you know what? Just like learning to know God takes time and focus and to know His voice, it's going to take time and focus to really get to know our spouse and to really start enjoying and loving marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Artesia General Hospital's family practice providers support the healthcare needs of every member in your family, no matter their age. With locations in Artesia and Carlsbad, our compassionate experts offer a full range of primary services and can help manage chronic conditions, treat illness and injury, and coordinate specialty care. Whether you need a medical provider for your entire family or are getting on track with your annual checkup, we're here for you. Reach out today at artesiageneral.com/family.
The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop invites you to move on in and check out the fantastic selection of threads, fabrics, and patterns. Take advantage of a huge sale on Brother sewing machines. If you just want a tune-up on your own machine, bring it on over for in-house maintenance. And with free lessons at the Calico Cow, you can learn from some of the absolute best. Let's keep the tradition and art of sewing going. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell, right behind Farley's. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
It takes a long time to develop trust. At LaGrone Funeral Chapel, they've been earning your trust for decades. They understand how important it is to friends and family to celebrate a life in the way you choose. The professionals at LaGrone will ease your stress and anxieties. They'll provide the guidance you need to select a service that's appropriate. And that's what they've been doing for generations, earning your trust and doing the right thing. LaGrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, 900 South Main in Roswell. Online at lagronefuneralchapels.com.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. We're learning more details after the arrest of a South Carolina man for the shooting of a New Mexico State Police trooper over the weekend. 32-year-old Jeremy Alexander Smith of Marion, South Carolina, remains behind bars today after he was apprehended in Albuquerque for murder. 35-year-old state trooper Justin Hare was shot and killed on I-40 in Tucumcari on Friday morning. The trooper had responded to the report of a stranded driver who needed help changing a flat tire. Hare approached and the two had a few words before Smith allegedly pulled a handgun and opened fire. Police said Smith then got out of his car, walked around to the passenger side, and shot Hare again before pushing him into the passenger seat and driving off in the trooper's patrol car. Initial filings for unemployment benefits in New Mexico rose last week compared to the week prior, according to U.S. Department of Labor statistics on Thursday. New jobless claims, a proxy for layoffs, increased to 769 in the week ending March 9th. That's up from 743 the week before. U.S. unemployment claims dropped to 209,000 last week, down about 1,000 claims from 210,000 the week prior on a seasonally adjusted basis. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock. I've not seen my guests yet. They may join us here in a little bit. So what I'm going to do is we had Janine Best from the Chaves County Federation. Oh, they're here? Oh, sweet. Perfect. Excellent. My guest made it. Even better. So never mind here. Let's do this. Oh, yeah, come on in. Let's just have them come on in and sit down, and we'll go and shoot the bull here. So good morning, guys. Come on in. Have a seat. Joining us now is from the Chaves County Extension Office, Drew Garnett and Tamara Schubert joining us in the studio. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Perfect timing. You'll just roll in. Perfect time, like just the way it should be. How's life at the Extension Office this morning? I know you're all pretty busy. This is a busy time of year.
Always busy.
Yeah, you always there's so much going on, but in the ag industry with all the different between learn about cows and pests and everything else to getting people healthy right now and 4-H. It's a busy time of year for all entities of the Extension Office right now. So
it is. We're rolling.
Good deal. So y'all want to take a breath real quick, just rest, maybe get some water and kick back because you probably need a little break.
He's got his coffee. He's good to go.
If you need a space to decompress, we can do that right now. If you
need a sensory corner.
That's right. I think we could all use one. We just ours. We just talk about food, if that's okay. I know it's a little counterproductive for some of the work you do, but it does.
Some of it we have to have her put her earmuffs.
But it sure soothes the brain sometimes.
Yeah.
But yes, these two folks are definitely. If you have questions about a lot of things in Chaves County, odds are the Extension Office could probably answer it or put you in touch with the people that can answer it.
That's right.
And almost everything, even outside of what the scope of what they do, just because through 4-H, really your scope is everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your 4-H broadens your scope a little bit.
Well, the whole purpose is so that
we can provide information that's research-based
Mhm.
so that all that research that goes on at the university doesn't get dusty on a shelf. So really anything can be within our wheelhouse.
Sure.
It doesn't mean that we're personally experts in that thing, but we have connections.
We'll find one.
You are, yeah, you're in
Well, we
touch
can
with the
find that
people that.
information
Yeah.
for you.
You're not the guy, but I know a guy that knows the guy.
Yes,
And that's exactly so. Please don't forget, if you have questions about pretty much anything, especially ag related or health related or youth related, please don't forget the Chaves County Extension Office is a resource for all of that, either online or in person or call on the phone. They do all three. And we'll be happy to help you, even if you think, well, that's kind of an odd question, but I don't know who to ask. Maybe
we
I'll
have
ask them.
answered many of those.
And they will definitely, if they can't answer direct, like you said, they know a guy, and we'll get that answered for you.
We've got information for you. I mean, and we've got a bunch of different programs that are coming up right now. So Southeast Ranchers Workshop, it's going to be our third offering of it, which is a collaboration between myself and the other agents here in the southeastern corner of New Mexico.
Mhm.
That'll be in Curry County at the Curry County Extension Office, which is at their fairgrounds in Clovis.
Okay.
And so
Just give you an excuse to go to Clovis and eat at your favorite restaurants in Clovis.
well, actually, we'll feed you lunch.
Okay.
So you may
Well, if you have a
dinner,
favorite,
breakfast,
pick it to go to bring home with you or something.
There you go.
Because if you're in town, it's like, oh, I got X. We all are. Every one of us in New Mexico are like this. You go to it because we all travel. And so, we're going to be at that town. We got to hit business
And bring
X.
it home.
Yeah.
We've done that.
That every one of us have done it. And so if you this just excuse to get your Clovis favorites. And it's not that far of a trip. I mean, it's New Mexico. A trip to Clovis that's like going to the store here.
It is. And then we have another program April 17th, but that's going to be here in Roswell, and it's going to be on woody encroachment. So if you're having issues with pests, weedy pests in your rangeland, particularly mesquite.
If you live in New Mexico, you're probably having a problem with it.
And so we're going to be bringing in Doug Cram and Casey Spackman. So Dr. Doug Cram is our fire range specialist.
Okay.
And then Casey Spackman is our rangeland specialist. So they're going to be talking about how to manage woody encroachment on your land. And so that will be April 17th. And we'd appreciate it if you'd call into the office and register. But if you forget and the day comes, just show up to the office.
Absolutely.
We'll be all
Come
right.
in, and that's just it. Yeah, we love for you to do the advance on these things, but we get it. Life happens.
Yeah.
And if you roll up and say, hey, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to pre-register, can I get in? We'll move mountains to make sure that happens. So we'll get the people do what they got to do to get you in,
Yeah.
because the information is important.
It
And
is. It is.
And that's especially in the ag industry, it all applies here, but farming and ranching and you really, that networking has to happen because there's constantly change in the rules, the regulations, the science of how you do things.
Yeah.
There's constantly updates and changes in that stuff, and really the only way you as a farm and a ranch can stay plugged into that kind of stuff is connecting to the resources and coming to these different symposiums and events to stay up to date on the latest and greatest and stuff. Or if there's threats to the industry and things, how do we tackle them together as a state or as a county?
Exactly.
That's really what these meetings are for.
Yes.
Is to keep everybody on the same page. And so, because farming and ranching, you're all in it together. We're all in it together.
Yes.
And yes, every farm has their thing and ranch has their thing. But if you look at the big picture, we're all feeding the nation, and there's less of people doing it and more food needed. So
Yes.
we gotta we gotta connect. You gotta stay together. You gotta keep everybody on the same page. So at the end of the day, we can feed the world.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's all holistic and everything that goes into managing those range pests, those weeds out there, because woody encroachment really is a problem not just for livestock production, but for the wildlife out there. The
Right.
antelope don't enjoy it. The prairie chicken, actually, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife biologist who studies the prairie chicken says that just a 5% coverage of mesquite on the range, prairie chickens will not use that area.
Really?
Yep, just 5%. And that's because a lot of their predators will actually perch up on that mesquite, and they don't like that.
So I got a solution. mesquite is a good smoking wood for barbecue.
You know, I mean, if there's somebody out there that wants to start a business, you think about how many pellet smokers are out there right now. You cut up that mesquite and grind it up and then turn it into pellets.
That's
and,
right.
Just
saying, you know, and particularly in this, I just know because of my barbecue backgrounds and experiences. Here in this part of the country, mesquite is a very popular wood to smoke with. You know, maybe in Georgia and stuff, they're not as into it, but Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, they like their mesquite.
Mesquite is a very popular wood out this direction. You know, another popular one is pecan.
Pecan is one too, yeah.
So get those pecan trimmings.
So I guess if you're completely fed up with the weevils and all that, you just say, well, I'm making barbecue now.
Well, you just think about the pruning. You know, as much gets pruned off the trees, if we could use that.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I may be hungry this morning, maybe after the conversation we had a minute ago, Mike.
This is all part of the farming and ranching lifestyle is repurposing, reusing.
Diversifying that portfolio.
That tree's got many uses. We're going to figure out every one of them. And that's the mindset of a farmer rancher.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to. You know, because most farming ranches are in places that you can't just roll up the street to pick up what you need to get. You got to get crafty. And, you know, granted, we live in a much different world with Amazon at everybody's fingertips, but still, that's still 2 days at best. So you got to get creative on that stuff. But again, this is the reason why we tell you to come and invest in your time to come to these events, sign up for them. Not only do you get some good information, but you plug in and probably there is a social side to this. Yeah. You know, I've got a feeling you're going to meet people that kind of think and look and act and believe a lot of the same things you do.
Yeah, and you know, that's a great place to connect and talk with how your neighbors are doing things, and maybe they've solved the problem that you've been struggling with.
Absolutely.
And so that's one of the great things is we are all in it together, and that is one of the coolest things to watch producers work together and help each other solve each other's problems.
Absolutely.
It is one giant community.
It is.
Really is.
It is. And so get involved and sign up for these things. And please, especially, you know, it's really good information. This is the stuff that could be success and failure for some farmer ranches.
And I am going to be applying for pesticide CEUs. I haven't heard back yet from NMDA.
Okay.
So,
and that's another thing, too. If and I think most people know this, but if you're into the pesticide business, whether you're a person that does it or if you're doing it for your own farm and ranch, obviously certifications and things are needed there. The Extension Office can help you navigate through all that.
Yes.
There. And, you know, when they have their, you know, to tell you when the next certifications are and all that kind of stuff. So, because, weirdly enough, if you want to be an exterminator, you just can't go buy bug stuff and run around spraying.
No.
There's some training and some things involved before they turn you loose on that.
Yeah, no. There's a whole lot of vetting. There's actually an assistantship program that you have to go through if you're going to do commercial.
Yeah.
So if you're doing commercial, you need at least 2 years of experience under some other licensed entity
and
in
for
order
high
individual.
School kids, you might want to pay attention to chemistry class because a lot of the work you're going to be doing is involving chemistry. Just saying, it's
chemistry, math.
Chemicals. And by the way, food people too.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to your chemistry class if you want to be a chef or something.
Ratio.
You just, instead of mixing acids and stuff, you're mixing lemons and limes and green chilies and
still technically an acid.
Yeah, in technical world, but you know what I mean. You're not like in a test tube beaker thing. It's, you know, foods. But anyway, that's just a tip for the day. Is to do all that. So know your science.
Yeah.
What about, do you have more ag stuff, or do we want to kind of cover some of the other?
Well, 4-H, we have our first tag-ins of the year coming up.
Okay.
So we have our steer and heifer check-ins. You want to get those done before April 1st.
Okay. Are these kind of like progress reports leading up to the fair? Just
well, it's kind of
I'm completely knowledgeable.
They're essentially ownership deadlines. So you have to own the animal by April 1st and have it documented that you own it. And so we put a tag in the ear, and then you get it registered. You get an F1 with the livestock board.
Okay.
And so we're going to have some open tag-ins for those youth, for 4-H, FFA youth that are looking to get their livestock
so it's
registered
kind of officially making you the owner, the animal yours. Officially.
Yes.
The paperwork's done.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do the Dominus Ominous to make it official.
Yeah, because
Gotcha.
we still have to follow all the rules and regulations by the Livestock Board, just as any producer would have to.
Yeah, sure.
And so
it's probably part of checks and balances.
It
too.
is.
That's
It
part
is.
of the
It
process,
is. And that's
yeah.
part of the learning process, too, is you have to learn what you have to actually do in the livestock industry.
Just because your federal government forgot about checks and balances, don't mean the rest of the world has.
No.
Sorry, did I say that aloud? That was me, not them.
No, I saw a funny meme on that a while back. But so our first tagging is going to be on the 23rd, and that's going to be at the Dexter Livestock Commission. And then our second one will be on the 27th, which is a Wednesday, and that'll be in the afternoon at the Roswell Sale Barn.
Okay.
And so the first one will be at the Dexter Livestock Commission on March 23rd, and then the second one will be March 27th at the Roswell Sale Barn.
Very good. So mark your calendars.
Yes.
Put them in there. Get that, because I know we forget things.
I know.
We
The
need to be
year's
reminded.
rolling by. I can't hardly believe we're already mid-March.
Yeah. So while Drew's talking about it, get your phones out, pop it in now. So and set you a reminder a little bit longer than like an hour before, maybe a couple days before to remind you.
Yeah. Maybe
so
a
if there
couple
are
reminders.
livestock youth or other 4-H youth, their enrollment deadline is the end of the month.
So get her
So
done.
it's not too late to join in, even for those that are not livestock oriented. We've got
Excellent.
about 250 projects, and so we've got a wide spectrum of things that kids can participate in.
We say that every time. 4-H, yes, we think of the farm and ranching and the showing of animals, and that is absolutely a big part of 4-H.
Oh, very much.
However, there is a big part of 4-H that has nothing to do with a cow or a chicken or things that smell.
It's robotics. Yeah. It's robotics, it's STEM, it's computers,
it's science.
clothing and textiles.
Yeah, it's arts and crafts.
Yeah.
It's
Or all that food we've been talking about.
Oh, yes.
Exactly. And put it this way. If you know how to cook, you will always have friends.
Oh, yeah.
You will
Oh, yeah.
always have friends if you know how to cook.
Cooking's
Trust me.
fun.
Especially so all you people that lack in personality, learn to cook.
You'll develop it.
That's my tip for you. But no, 4-H is really a great program, especially, and like you said, what's the earliest they can start the program?
Our clover buds start at age 5.
So from 5 years up until they're
18.
ready to go on
Through
and be
18.
adults, they can have 4-H as part of their life, and really
resume.
it's setting the table for them to find interests and things, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You join a club and you turned out, well, I wasn't into that. All right, well, let's go find you another club that you're into. And you know what? I'll do you one better. If you have an interest in something and there's not a club to form it, maybe you're the one that starts the garners the interest, and guess what? You're going to be the one that starts that new club for thing, and next thing you know, the thing you're into is now a staple, a part of 4-H because of that. So even if it's not technically a part of it yet, you could do that if you've got the desire, and we'll help you help you kind of cement that, And obviously, it's a skill that people, don't come in there with like something weird, I like to paint the toenails of lambs. All right, then you do that on your home, but we don't need to have a 4-H club about that. But you know what I mean? Just like skill sets.
Might have
things,
it cleaned off before you show the animal.
But even if it's something, like, I love woodworking, whittling. We're going to have a whole thing on knife working, whittling with not both bandsaws and all that, but a pocket knife and a piece of wood, and this is our club, and this is what we do. All right, let's do something.
Be a great
like
workshop.
That. Yeah. Y'all are a little younger males. Like every time I think of whittling wood, I think of the movie Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore. You remember that movie from the 90s?
Yeah.
There's a scene where he's trying to endure himself to the grandpa, the woman that he's gonna marry or whatever, and so he's sitting on the front porch there just whittling wood, and so Pauly Shore is being Pauly Shore, and he runs up and goes, "Hey, maybe I can whittle wood with you, cool buddy?" And he goes, "Yeah, get you a piece of wood." And he really grabs a piece of firewood from and sets it on his lap with the knife. He's like, "Oh, okay." But so when I think of whittling wood, I always think of that scene from the Son-in-Law where he pulls out that big log to whittle wood with. Don't do that at the first woodworking class. But 4-H is an amazing opportunity for kids, and I'm joking about all this. And really, if you're looking expose your kid to more things.
Yeah.
This is the type of stuff that you can use 4-H as a tool to find out what your kids' passions and hobbies and what makes them, makes them excited? What gets them, going? And 4-H that's what it does. And oh, by the way, if they stick with it, they're going to be prepared for college or what, as they get older. The 4-H kind of will serve them in a way that prepares them for stuff like, getting ready for college or interviews, job interviews, giving you those adulting skills that, everything you do either directly or indirectly 4-H translates to those kind of skills later.
Well, I mean, you talk about just building a portfolio as far as a resume goes as a youngster growing up, and then all those scholarships you're going to be applying for to have all of these skills in your back pocket that you learn through 4-H. It is a wonderful tool for any youth, any development, just life skills in general that they will learn and take and keep with them forever.
Absolutely. And by the way, I know we're talking about starting, and they can start at 5. Hey, if your kid's 16, 17, just now getting into it, it's never too late to
It's
start.
never too late. No.
Obviously we got some deadlines coming up. You want to show animals and things, you need to get on the stick.
Yes.
But if you just now as 16 or 17 finding the how cool 4-H is, then come on down. We can get you a couple years worth of fun and knowledge and things before you go off into
Oh yeah.
do whatever you want to do next. And that's really 4-H is a great program. And I'm telling you, as a dumb DJ, I do a lot of interviews and radio and everything, and I'm telling you, I interview a lot of kids a lot of times and things in various levels, various things, sports, theater, if there's youth doing things in the community, I've probably been interviewed at some point in my life here. And I will tell you this, when it's Fair Week and I'm interviewing fair kids and they're showing animals, and whether they're 4-H kids or FFA kids, doesn't matter. Those kids always come across very well-rounded, very professional, very polite. I mean, they're just, it's yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, in my case. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's very, and then when you talk to them and ask them questions, they actually give you articulated answers, something that has substance, Yeah. As a kid, I get it. And I was a kid. And listen to me, I'm a dumb, dude like everybody else. And you, hey, what are you up to? Do you really like it? Yeah, I like it. Now you ask one of these kids, it's like, I do like it, but I really love more. They really give you an answer. And it's like, it's so, and I'm telling you, there's days when you see kids and, every old person, or when you get older, you hit that get off my lawn mentality and we're doomed and, what's wrong with people today and all that. We've all done that. And when I have one of those moments, it goes away as soon as I interview one of these kids. I'm talking to them and I'm like, all right, there's hope. There's people. These kids got their, we live in a world where they love to, social media shows you the negative of humanity pretty easily. And it's easy for that to kind of pile up in your head. And then you go interview a 4-H kid and you're like, oh, maybe the world's all right. These kids got, it looks like our future might be in good hands with some of these kids here.
Yeah.
So that's what 4-H does. It really gives your children, regardless if they're into showing cows or making pies, whatever, it doesn't matter. The skill sets, the things they learn, the experiences they have will translate into preparing them for whatever they do when they are off in the world on their own. So it's a great program. So please, if you got time, like I said, we're a little on the 8 ball about getting signed up for fair stuff, but we can still do it. Come to the extension office today, call Tamara, or get online and shoot a message, and someone will be happy to talk to you about 4-H and what and for your children 5 to 18, and anything in between. There's something for them through 4-H.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And one more thing for youth that's available right now as far as applications is a youth ranch management camp that New Mexico State puts on.
Okay.
So if you're a high school aged youth who's interested in learning about ranching, particularly beef production, this is something you might want to check out and apply for. And so it is a week-long program in June up at a working cattle ranch up near Cimarron, New Mexico.
Excellent. So you really get the hands-on, and you're seeing how the day-to-day operations of a ranch go.
That's it. Everything that goes into it.
And
Crash course.
And I would say, that's a great for anybody, even for quote-unquote the youth that kind of grew up on the farm and ranch.
Oh, yeah.
Because let's face it, I'm sure every farm and ranch does things a little differently, or they have a system that's
very
different.
much so.
You know, it's human beings. Every human being has a different system to you know, what suits them. So I think for even people that quote unquote grew up on farm and ranching, will have a unique experience because now they see how maybe other people do it.
Yep.
It might be different than how their family does it.
And
So-
maybe some more information that you can take back and help make your industry a little more profitable.
And conversely, maybe you're not one of the folks that your family is a farmer or rancher, but this is your passion. This is what you love doing, and you want to get a chance to see, you know, literally how the sausage is made here. Get out there and get your hands dirty and get a chance to see what life is as a rancher or a farmer's like, and seeing what the day-to-day is like, seeing what the, you know, the glamorous side and the less sexy side of it's all about. Because there's all of that. And the business side, too.
Oh, very much
you know,
so.
It's kind of, imagine farming and ranching is kind of like when someone starts a small business, you know, and they start the small business because they have a passion for the product they're selling.
It's almost like starting a small business in a casino.
But you may have a passion for growing something.
Yeah.
But how do you translate the thing in the dirt from it to turning a profit and feeding your family? How does that translate? And so you may be an expert on how to make the thing in the dirt be the best thing it is, but how do you get it to the table?
Yeah.
How do you do that and consistently do it where you can afford to live and eat and have a life? And that's where the rub is. And that's where I think stuff like this will show you all that.
Yeah.
Show
and
this
if
is
you
what it
are
takes.
interested in it, it is really something that we need. I mean, if you look at the average age of our producers currently, it's pushing about 60 years old is the average age of our producers.
And we're thankful for them. But
and
we
we're
do
very
need
thankful
we need a
for
youth
them.
movement to because everything's the next generation. When you know, the 6-year-olds, you know, after 10, 15 more years of this, they're going to get tired of it, probably even less in some cases. And we need our 20s and 30 somethings to fill those positions and to keep the next, you know, because if we don't, we're in trouble.
Yeah,
it's not a question of we don't have another option here. Our farmers and ranchers are the line in the sand. We lose them, we lose the world.
Yep.
And that's, I know it's big and grave and all that, but that's kind of that's why these you know, coming to Cimarron, New Mexico and spending time on a farm and ranch learning how the sausage is made here, that's why that's so important. Because if we don't foster and create the next generation of farmers and ranchers, what kind of world are we going to be living in here? I mean, I've seen Star Trek.
A hungry one.
And I can't imagine us saying computer Earl Grey hot tea is going to be a thing that we can do for you know, sorry, that's a dirty
I
Star
think
Trek
with
thing.
Alexa, everybody thinks that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Is you know, Alexa, order me a pizza or whatever is going on now. But that's not exactly how
Somebody's
it
got
works.
to grow the ingredients for that pizza.
Yeah.
Someone's got to make the ingredients for the pizza, and someone's got to put the pizza together. That's life. You know, it's no different than. Yes, your hamburgers do not technically come from the grocery store. Yeah, you bought them there, but that's not where they came from. Nor does your
It's the middleman.
or your gallon of milk. Good deal. I got on another soapbox, but tends from time to time. Of course, if you have any questions about anything we talk about 4-H or some of these upcoming workshops here, what about on the home ec side? Is I know your kind of class is already going in middle.
Well, we've got a lot going on right now. So our monthly crafting for your mental health classes, we've got one tomorrow in Hagerman and one Thursday at the Senior Circle here in town.
Okay.
12:30 in Hagerman and 2:00 Thursday here at the Senior Circle. The Extension Clubs also host trainings throughout the year, and so their next one's taking place on April the 4th.
Nice.
And so we're partnering with Accent Flowers to do a floral arrangement class.
Nice.
So the RSVP for that one is tomorrow.
Oh, so you better
so come on down and get signed up on that one.
Sign up today or by the deadline tomorrow here.
Yeah,
and get that done.
And
you
then,
know, that's a skill set that I think is handy to have because you never know when you're going to need it. Like, I don't know. There's always been times in my life where, like, some flowers or something, and they're just kind of hodgepodge together, and then there's, like, an event or something, and then the person with that flower arranging skill comes in and, I'll fix it up, you know. I've seen that moment happen multiple times in my life. So that seems like one of those skills that, like, unless you're going into floral work, maybe you don't. But I'd say, no. That's a side pocket deal. That's the one you impress dates
This is
with.
ones for husbands that need to take their wife's flowers. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that one
Just
too.
bring a little extra beauty to the world.
Yeah, but this is one that impresses people. Like
Yeah.
you're doing your thing. It's like, oh, by the way, I do know how to arrange flowers. All of a sudden, maybe a suitor or someone you're trying as a single person. You're trying to, and they might be impressed that you are a handy individual. Just saying, it is an appealing thing for a partner to have someone that's handy. Just saying. And
so definitely RSVP and come out and join us for that one. And then the extension clubs, if you're interested in what we do have a spring social coming up April the 13th at 10:30. The RSVP for that one is the 5th. But our clubs will be out there. Come play games with us. Come do craft activities and learn a little bit more about what extension clubs do here in Travis County.
The extension clubs are kind of the social side of the extension office. It's really, yes, it's great, again, learning activities and things, but really it's a gathering of people to come and chit chat, get together, and have a common interest or theme there to go with. So yes, the interest is important, but what's equally important is come meeting new people, opening your social circle, come service your social side of your mental health here and do that, because human beings we're connecting by nature, and humans need, even the most loner of loner people at some point need human connections and contact here.
Yes.
So
Community.
please. Yeah, exactly. Community. Exactly. So, and those extension clubs also, if you have an interest or hobby that you want to add to the fold here, talk to Tamara, and maybe we can start another club as part of the extension club that focuses on that thing. If
I always say our extension clubs are like 4-H for adults.
exactly, you're right. It's 4-H for adults. So when you graduate from 4-H and you're like, I want to keep doing 4-H stuff, go to the extension club. You don't have to wear a uniform either.
Unless you want to, I guess.
I mean, you can if you want to, but you're not required. And there's nothing to memorize or nothing. So. Good deal. What else? Did we get it all? Is there anything we didn't get to talk about?
Gardening at the library, April 20th, is going to be on vegetable gardening.
Ooh, that's a popular
It's that time of year again.
Yeah, it is that time of year. And so if you're interested in being a little self-sufficient, that's a good one to make.
Now, this is where the dude side in me comes in. Whereas I like flowers, I like growing. I mean, I can appreciate the beauty of them. But if I'm going to plant things and grow things, I want to eat them. I want something that is something other than pretty to look at. I mean, I can appreciate the flower, don't get me wrong, but if I got acreage to put things in the ground, I want something that's going to my belly.
Acreage or just a single pot. You could do it either way.
Yeah.
So,
But so this is so if you want to get and this is the cool thing about this. These are the experts. These are the people that probably forgot more about gardening than you know. That are going to be running this class. So please come. You don't have to RSVP. Just come
show
on down.
up 10 o'clock at the library on April 20th.
It might behoove you while you're there to go ahead and pick up the library calendar. That way you can be on top, because it's a monthly thing. Every month they come do that. But then there's also other
events over there as well,
and things just like this that you might be interested in too. I know 4-H does stuff there all the time.
We did. We had 4-H day at the library last week, and it was all about entomology. So I stole some of Drew's stuff.
We made it in a fun kid way. So it kind of never mind. I was going to do the bugs on log thing, but so get that library thing, because there's a lot of good stuff there too. And then of course, if you have questions about anything we talked about, don't hesitate to call or get in touch with the Chaves County Extension Office. What's the phone number over there?
622-3210.
All right. You can also go on to Facebook. All of the Chaves County Extension stuff, because the Chaves County Extension Office is a branch of New Mexico State University, so everything is under NMSU under there. So, but if you type in Chaves County Extension in the search, it'll pop. Something will pop right. But when you see NMSU stuff all there, don't be like, "Oh, that's not the right. That's the right stuff."
That's the right.
Yes. And there's a different page for every department within our office as well.
So if you want to get narrowed down to 4-H stuff, there's stuff there. If you want more about the bugs and the cows, then there's stuff there for that too. So, and of course, come on by the office there on Chisholm. What's the 20? I never get
200 Chisholm.
Okay.
Suite number 4. We're on the south side of the building.
Yeah, come for a visit.
For this year.
Oh yeah, for this year.
Now. That's right. Big changes in the county world. They're moving people offices around. It's a good thing. It's I'm sure you guys are excited.
So we are.
New digs and everything else. It'll still have new office smell when you're in there and all. but that's down the road. And, of course, if you have questions about pecan weevils or if you want any nut inspections, any of that kind of stuff, don't hesitate to get in touch with Drew. Don't forget the quarantines are still on. You can't be taking your pecans across state lines and doing all that kind of stuff. You can't, I know they make great gifts, but that quarantine is there for a reason. So
yes.
We need to do.
So if you have any questions about your pecans, please give me a call.
Yeah, I know it's nuts, but we got.
I know.
Very good. Well, thank you guys. As always, we appreciate it. We'll see you here next time, if not sooner. And of course, we need any other stuff if we want to spotlight some 4-Hers or something. Yeah, let's do
I
it.
know. I was thinking, man, they're on spring break. This would have been a great week to bring them in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Oh well, next time.
Hopefully they went out.
That's right. Summertime's coming. Summer, you'll blink and it'll be summer. So.
Oh my gosh! Don't joke.
Don't remind.
Of course, that's a whole other set of busyness for them. But once fair season hits, that's season 2 of Chicken with Head Cut Off running around.
Yeah. That's it.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
All right, it is 8:56. Let's get you in your Chaves County sports update and your Lou Dobbs business update. Don't go away.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. The Goddard Southwest Baseball Classic took place over this past weekend, and the Goddard Rockets, the host team, came out on top. The Rockets are now 4-1 after beating Ruidoso in the first round back on Thursday. The Rockets then defeated Clovis 4-2 on Friday. Abraham Vandenberg Jr. with a home run. Tyler Conrad was the winning pitcher, 1 earned run over 5 innings. And then Goddard defeated Grants. Boy, that was a close one. 3-2 in 9 innings. Next up for Goddard will be Carlsbad in the Artesia tournament. That's Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Roswell, meanwhile, is 4-2 after beating Gallup in the same tournament, the Goddard Southwest Classic. The Coyotes lost to Grants by a score of 16-2 and then lost to Clovis 6-5 in 11 innings. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Stocks up ahead of the Fed meetings and other interest rate decision this week. Wall Street looking ahead. Stocks rebounded to begin the week. Technology's helping the effort. The Nasdaq closed 130 points higher. Alphabet and Tesla leading the way. Nvidia and Apple gaining as well. The Dow finished up 75 points. The S&P snapped its 3-day losing streak, up 30. March Fed meetings kicking off today. Rates expected to remain unchanged. Economists more focused on the future. Wall Street betting rate cuts will begin in June now. Recent inflation updates raising red flags, and traders concerned the Fed's timeline could be pushed back further. Reddit likely to hit its target of $6.5 billion valuation. Reddit expected to price 22 million shares between $31 and $34 apiece. Sports Illustrated with a new publisher. The agreement between Minute Media and Authentic Brands Group announced this week. Authentic revoked Arena Group's publishing license after a missed quarterly payment. Arena Group stock down 47% this year. Please join me twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
Companies in the United States are 10 times more likely to be a victim of a cyber attack. Manufacturing, healthcare, retail, financial services, the leading targets. Ericsson Cyber Z Suite provides the protection you need before your data gets stolen, bank accounts get drained, and operations are at a standstill. Call Ericsson today to schedule a no-obligation consultation. That's 908-878-7717. Ericsson, ERACENT.com. 908-878-7717.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM. KEND Roswell.
Former President Trump says Jewish people who vote Democrat hate Israel and hate their religion. Mr. Trump's remarks part of a wide-ranging interview with the Salem Radio Network's Dr. Sebastian Gorka. The former president also defending the Make America Great Again movement and its voters, frequently decried by President Biden as some kind of extreme, violence-prone right-wing movement. Mr. Trump says that's not true, adding that MAGA has never been needed more than it is these days.
We're not a great country right now. We're left out all over the world.
where, we owe $35 trillion. The whole thing is crazy.
And now to Texas, where the state says it wants to do what the Biden administration will not do, enforce immigration law. But the argument not sitting well with the U.S. Supreme Court.
An order signed by Justice Samuel Alito indefinitely prevents Texas from enforcing a sweeping state immigration enforcement law that had been set to take effect this month. The language of the order strongly suggests the court will take additional action, but it's unclear when. The Justice Department has argued the law would step on the federal government's immigration powers. Opponents have called the law the most dramatic attempt by a state to police immigration since an Arizona law more than a decade ago, portions of which were struck down by the Supreme Court. Norman Hall, Washington.
Some students of the U.S. Constitution shocked by Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's remarks the other day. She voiced concern that the First Amendment could be used to rein in the power of government. Well, constitutional scholars say that's the entire point of the First Amendment. Defense Secretary Austin vowing the U.S. will continue supporting Ukraine's war effort against Russia, regardless of what Congress does or does not do concerning more money for Ukraine. Wall Street, the Dow up 126. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
America's top diplomat assures a longtime ally of ongoing U.S. support.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken has underscored Washington's close relations with the Philippines as clashes between Chinese and Filipino forces in the disputed South China Sea turn more hostile.
We stand with the Philippines and stand by our ironclad defense commitments, including under the Mutual Defense Treaty. Article 4 extends to armed attacks on the Filipino armed forces, public vessels, aircraft, including those of its Coast Guard, anywhere in the South China Sea.
Blinken spoke in Manila during a joint news conference with the Philippines Secretary of Foreign Affairs and later President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
U.S. officials say newly approved legislation providing billions of dollars in funding for 3 strategically important Pacific Island nations is an important sign of America's commitment to the region. Townhall.com. Another state banning transgender care.
Idaho lawmakers are expected to vote on a bill that would ban the use of any public funds for transgender treatments, including for state employees using work health insurance and for adults covered by Medicaid. The legislation already has passed the House and only needs to clear the Senate this week before being sent to Governor Brad Little's desk, where it would likely be signed into law. The Republican governor has said repeatedly that he does not believe public funds should be used for transgender treatments. Keith Peters reporting.
The average Wall Street bonus fell slightly last year to $176,500. New York's controller reports the average bonus for employees in New York City's securities industry was down about 2% from 2022. A slight decline in the bonus came even as Wall Street's profits were up a bit. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Jason Viernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope your Tuesday is going well. Hope everything... okay, now I'm hearing two different things here, so what's going on here?
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, my text that I got something with the text, something over here, and I got about 12 people.
It's only 9 o'clock.
12 different things. So it is one of those days. But happy Tuesday. So,
Yeah.
Hope your Tuesday's going well.
I think I'll take this chance to plug something I'm doing.
All right.
It's if you're a gamer like me and you like fighting games, kind of like that, like Street Fighter, your Tekken, your Mortal Kombat, whatever. I'm gonna do something here at Stellar. I'm gonna help Stellar Coffee do their thing, their game night.
Okay. So when are you doing your game night?
I'm gonna have our first one on April 12th.
Okay. So here in about 3 weeks or so.
Yeah. If you got Facebook, it'll the event will be on Facebook.
Okay. Is that a Monday? What day is it?
Friday.
Friday. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll try to do the math in my head on that one.
Yeah, it's I think it's the Friday before WrestleMania, but it's WrestleMania weekend. But,
okay.
but it's still a Friday before. So
good deal. So you are you looking for just people that play games or people that want to play games? Are you looking for new people to experienced players to a little bit of both? Or?
Yeah, just new and people who are new and want to or people who just already like that stuff but want to find a community of other people that to play games with, locally and stuff.
Good deal. So if you're looking to make friends and get some gaming in, come on out to Stellar the 12th of April. What time are you gonna get underway?
5, 6.
About 5-ish. Okay.
Yeah.
Come roll in about 5, and of course if you're hungry, and get a beverage and maybe give it a sandwich or something while you're there, and enjoy some gaming. Don't get your sticky fingers on the gun controllers though. Wipe your hands if you're going to start using the controllers. There's nothing worse than you trying to game and the button sticking because someone had jelly fingers while they were doing their game.
Then nothing worse than Jimmy Peanut Butter.
It's why does the game controller smell like a ham sandwich? Yeah, we don't want that. So, but come on down, have some fun, and do all that.
Yeah, it's just a place for for people. It's probably gonna be like a monthly thing. For people to just come hang out, maybe bring their setups, and just play with other people
Absolutely.
that they don't get to normally play with.
Yeah, sounds like fun. So mark it on your calendars, April 12th, and come ready to game. And what's the game you're playing again?
Like fighting games, like Street Fighter.
Okay, Mortal Kombat.
The new Street Fighter, new Mortal Kombat, new Tekken. There's a new one of everything now.
I'm curious because I haven't played for instance Mortal Kombat in probably a long time. I just haven't.
Mm-hmm.
So, how different is Mortal Kombat now versus, say, Mortal Kombat OG?
Like the 90s?
Yeah.
It's more competitive. It's more combo heavy.
Okay. So say a guy that hasn't played Mortal Kombat in 50 years, but played the original one. Could they pick this game up and start playing it pretty easily, or do they have a big learning curve?
I think there's more of a learning curve. I think it's more like other fighting games now, where it's, you got to look up some videos online.
Now, do they still have to do the crazy combos to get a finishing move and all that stuff? Or
kind of.
XX up, down, B, A, B, A, and now Scorpion will do his finishing move or whatever it is.
Yeah, the fatalities are still in there.
Okay.
That's just Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I just didn't know if that was still a thing. Because to me, and to be honest, I was more of a butt masher when it came to the fighting games. I didn't have the skill sets to to memorize the codes to do the moves, and I'm like, I just smash buttons. Like, oh, that turned out pretty cool. What did I do that thing? That was more of that. When it came to the fighting games, I tried harder than others.
Yeah, and then you got your games like Marvel vs. Capcom, where it's like, you got 100 hit combos and in the air and stuff.
Yeah, that's when I watch like my nephews play. Like my nephews, they're a little younger, but so they play like the Lego versions of all these, but it's basically the same thing. You know what I mean? They're just Lego people, but they're equally, and so I watch them play, and I'm at that point, I'm like, yeah, there's too many buttons, too many. That's a lot to learn. I'm like, I grew up on one button, one stick, man. This is all
yeah. It's
you've got triggers and there's like multiple joysticks, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with all this.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, you got your command list of moves that you gotta like remember.
That's way too much for me. I'm just like,
you gotta get the timing down of how to.
I grew up playing games like Defender. One button, donkey. Real quick, want to mention a couple things here. I got food for you covered tonight. One thing, if you'd like to help out the Roswell High School baseball team, they're having community night at Dion's Pizza, Salad, and Subs this evening from 5 to 8 p.m. When you go to Dion's this evening and either dine in or order online, carry out, or pick up, whatever your proclivities are, if you order food through Dion's between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. this evening, a portion of all the sales that they make between those hours will go back to the Roswell High School baseball team. So I invite you to come on down and to Dion's, get you maybe one of the gourmet pizzas, or give one of their sandwiches a try, or if you're trying to stay healthy, get one of their big salads. You can eat all kinds of salad. It's healthy. It's salad. You can get the big one and just keep eating salad. But it's delicious, too. So, but that's tonight from 5 to 8 p.m. Also, if you're not a pizza fan, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, they're invited by Texas Roadhouse for their Dine and Donate night. That's tonight. So if you get this flyer, and you have to have this flyer either in your hands or a picture of it on your phone, show them this flyer show your server, or if you do to go, show the cashier the flyer or the picture of on your phone.
The one with the armadillo on it.
Yeah, and then it's got the date and everything on it there. Show that, and they'll take 10% of your meal purchase will go back to the Historical Society tonight. So, and that's between 3 and 10 p.m. this afternoon and this evening at Texas Roadhouse. So help out either way. Go have lunch, dinner, late lunch, early dinner, whatever, depending on when you go eat. There at Texas Roadhouse, and do both. Maybe have 3 o'clock go eat steak, and then around 4:30, 5 o'clock go eat or 7 o'clock go eat some pizza.
I don't eat there very much, but I got a friend who works there, and apparently they got a bunch of all these rituals and all these traditions that
at Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse,
okay.
Yeah, like they got like birthday specials and
so go celebrate some of that.
They'll put someone on a mount on a cattle or whatever.
Okay.
Or, bucking horse or whatever.
Hey, have fun with it. So if it's your birthday or whatever, go there tonight, help out the Historical Society, and get you some free dessert and singing songs to you, and perhaps a bull ride. All right.
I was talking with our guest earlier, Ray Baca.
Yeah.
And I was just prepping him for the interview and showing him the Mike Tyson shorts and stuff that he's been putting out and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But thank you for the segue. Speaking of, stay tuned this hour. We're going to have Ray Baca join us. This weekend is the 76th annual New Mexico Golden Gloves event. It's going to be March 22nd, Friday, March 22nd, Saturday, March 23rd, and Sunday, March 24th, all happening at Roswell High School. 3 full days of some awesome boxing, amateurs at all levels and things that are going to be competing at the event. And we're going to be streaming it and everything, but I want you to go to the event. And, of course, we'll talk with Ray here in just a few, talk about all the fights and some of the stuff that's on tap for this year's 76th annual Golden Gloves boxing event. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure parked overhead for now, so things look pretty good today. Upper 60s for the afternoon high. The wind should stay fairly light, and we get lots of sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting through and our low dropping 40. Getting a little windy on Wednesday, a few gusts around 30 miles an hour, up to 70 on the afternoon high, and sunny, sunshine, and upper 70s on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, my computer went to sleep on me. I was doing other things, and it went to sleep. Now it's not. There it goes. All right, come on, computer. All right, currently 49 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 56% with winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. We are looking at a pretty nice day, actually. Sunny skies, 67 for a high. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 40 for tonight. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny, warmer. We're mid to upper 70s, 76 officially for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southwest, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 44 expected. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, another nice day, sunny, 75 for a high. North winds at around 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, 78 for a high. And then the weekend, partly cloudy, 77 on Saturday. Windy, and they say mostly cloudy with a high of 76 on Sunday. So we'll see there. All right, it is 9:17. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then we'll have Ray Baca talking Golden Gloves boxing with us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Roswell Honda is doubling down on doubling up. Yup, double your tax refund and march into savings at Roswell Honda. $1,000 get you $2,000, $1,500 get you $3,000, and $2,000, well, that means $4,000 towards your next vehicle. And with a lot full of amazing vehicles, you can double up and save big. Get a 2015 Hyundai Santa Fe, just $289 a month. A 2016 Jeep Cherokee, just $249 a month. Or a 2019 Nissan Versa, just $199 a month. Double up days roll on at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd. Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes, plus new snacks and more. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all Nook's favorites from 11 to 5, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup. And find Asian Market on Facebook for updates on open times and specials.
Hi, this is Nook. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I want to tell you about our store-wide sale happening now. All items in every department are on sale. Upgrade your living space with power reclining sofas and love seats or beautiful sectionals with charging ports. Create ambience with amazing table and floor lamps. Get that long-awaited restful night's sleep with a new Serta mattress. Every department is on sale from our existing prices. So come down to Glenn's Furniture on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate. The scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays. A stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes. And insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in. And in the summer, it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment, 575-755-7663, or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Attention Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, and all of Southeast New Mexico. The University of New Mexico wants you. UNM is ranked in the top 1.5% of all universities in the world, and the only Research One university in New Mexico, with over 200 academic programs and endless opportunities. UNM is truly a world-class university. Define your future at the University of New Mexico, and UNM has increased the number of scholarships for 2021, so now is the time to apply. Apply today at unm.edu. Now accepting applications from Southeast New Mexico.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, talking a little boxing this morning, Ray Bacco back with us. Good morning, Ray. How you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing great, excited.
We got a big weekend coming up.
Big weekend coming up, yeah.
For folks that were lucky enough to be a part of it last year, about this time a year ago, we were talking about the 75th annual New Mexico Golden Gloves event that was happening at Roswell High. It was a 3-day big success again. We had lots of great fights, a lot of great competition, an amazing time. Well, guess what? We're doing it for the 76th annual here, and believe it or not, it's this weekend.
That's correct. We're kicking off. Actually, we're going to go sit up. We're going to go sit up on Thursday. Very fortunate with all the sponsors and everybody's been a big part of our boxing program.
Mm-hmm.
Got this brand new boxing ring.
Nice.
Brand new boxing ring.
Excellent.
So
is this a debut for the ring, or
this is a debut for the ring?
So we got to break it in.
We're going to break it in.
Okay.
Compliments to Mr. Crumlin.
Well, thank you to the Crumlin Auto Group.
Yes.
They are a business that are always supporting this and many other things in our community.
Yes, they are, and we're truly appreciative of them.
Yeah, we do appreciate their support. I guarantee there's a lot of boxers excited to do their workouts and everything on that new ring here and get their time in.
Yeah, we really are. We've got, and we talked last year briefly about this. New Mexico Golden Gloves was started here in Roswell in 1948.
Mm-hmm.
Stan Gallup and Sertoma Club, Mr. Jim Lilly, Greg Segovia Sr.
It's got quite the history.
Willie Hall. Yes, there's so many people that were part of that, and they was here till around late 80s, early 90s, and it went away. It went to Clovis, it went to Albuquerque, and it's been gone for many years. And then last year we were very fortunate and able to bring it back to Roswell, New Mexico for the 75th anniversary where it all started.
And to be honest, it needs to be back. I think New Mexico needs boxing because particularly for some youth, this is their ticket to whatever they want to do next. It is even if it's not boxing, it gave them the skill sets to do what they want to do next. It gave them the confidence. It gave them the maturity. It gives them the ability to think on their feet, to solve problems. When you gotta figure out a problem and you got seconds to figure it out, it tends to make you think a little faster and do little things. So the skill sets that the boxing teaches will translate wherever they go, even if they don't pursue careers in boxing or end up doing something in boxing as adults. That the stuff they're learning, the stuff they're doing now is going to serve them well as adults regardless of what they do.
That's very well stated.
Yeah.
You think about you're right there. It's just you and that other person. There's
Mm-hmm.
nobody around. You have other team sports, which we truly support the other team sport as well because it is also a team sport because at the end of the day, you're gathering points for your team
Sure.
so you can win as a team. But first and foremost, you're in there, like I said, all of those little things that are part of life.
Sure.
The preparation, the commitment.
Well, even your trainers and coaches, they're seeing things that you're not seeing from your perspective in the ring. And so that's part of that team, too, because you've got to work in concert with your trainers, your cut men, all those your people in your corner. These are your mentors, the people that are, when they're seeing the fight, they're the ones that, okay, I'm seeing what you're doing out there. You're going to have to adjust accordingly, and so they're on your team helping. So it's very much, even the sports that you think are individual sports, they're all team sports because there's no one person that can do it by themselves without a team of people helping them along the way.
With that being said, I remember Mr. Hall, the great Willie Hall Sr. You go in there and you're fighting and you come back to the corner and one special deal was that, you prepare for certain things throughout the course of the week. For example, I was scheduled to fight a main event at a local boxing match, just a one-night thing, but they're always trying to find the match. So he tells you, this is how we prepare. And you start preparing for that, and then something happens during the course of the match, and then all says, okay, we're going to change it just a little.
Well, it's kind of like the Mike Tyson quote: "Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face." It literally in boxing, that's what's going on.
and you know, and you get guys like the Halls and all these great coaches, you know, and they make those adjustments, and that's what, you know, like, again, it's a team thing, and that's going to make a difference whether you win or lose. And you know, you got those 3 runs as amateurs, and you have to adjust as the fight develops.
Sure, absolutely, and that's the great part about this is they get to, you know, they learn all that stuff, and obviously these kids have a passion for boxing because that's where the love is, and because there's that love there, the dedication and effort and all the things you're trying to teach them are going to resonate better because there's a love for it. You know what I mean?
I know exactly
they have a desire to get better, a desire to want to be a champion or to be, to be able to be a good boxer. And so they understand. Once they have that, then, you know, you've got them, and then you can mold them and shape them the way you want them. And so that, to me, is so cool. And that's where, like, these people you're mentioning, that's why they're so great, because at the end of the day, they're not molding boxers. They're molding
lives,
human beings that are going to be our next, you know, business owners, mayors, all of those people that, you know, make our lives better and are part of our lives. You know, that's what you're creating, and that's what you're fostering and mentoring, the next generation of that. And then guess what? Some of them are going to be you sitting here coaching those kids and doing this, you know, when you're tired of doing it. That's part of the tradition and part of it. So I love all that stuff. That's, you know, so when you come out and see 3 days of these kids and young men and women working and boxing and doing their thing, you're seeing the history that Ray's talking about going in with that. And you're seeing, and like you said, yes, we had a hiatus for a long time of this stuff, but the traditions, the things what make Golden Gloves boxing important and why it has 76 years of history behind it is what you're going to see Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on those rings.
That's very true. You know, like we're talking about, there's so much tradition here in Roswell with, and throughout the state of New Mexico, boxing is a big thing. It truly is a big thing. I think a lot of times, as you look at the pro levels, like the bigger cities, like give you an example, like Las Cruces, and then you have Albuquerque, and Albuquerque has a great program down there, and they have all these professional fighters, as does Las Cruces.
Sure.
And Las Cruces is down the street from El Paso, and somehow they do well. We've done well there. We've done well in Albuquerque, but here we do great as far as the people that come out.
But you want more involved. You need a bigger batch of people to come out and check this stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
So come, you know, maybe if you're interested, maybe you have, you know, young children that maybe want to pursue boxing as a sport passion and perhaps a career. Who knows? But come out and bring them to the fights this weekend. Come sit ringside and see some great fights. It's 3 full days of some of the best fighting action you'll see in the state of New Mexico here with some great amateurs and young who knows? You might see the next, who knows? You might be fighting this weekend the next, who knows? Sugar Ray Leonard or Marvelous Marvin Hagler. It might be you see
in the
him,
making.
In the making,
they're
sitting
in the making.
here,
That's
you
true.
know, or Floyd Mayweather sitting there. You never know. It's just that's the beauty of this of seeing this, and you get to see the hard work and effort, and you see, especially because boxing also provides that platform for kids that maybe think they didn't have an opportunity in these platforms. You know,
that's very true.
Where you know, boxing is that one where, you know, because like, you know, anybody can do chess and golf and things, but, you know, it's certain people like, well, that's not for me or whatever. Where boxing is like, that's where it resonates with me. That's something it's, you know, more street level to them, and they resonate and find more ownership in that.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, you have this these young men, and where do you go? And you're learning, as you know, you got to do all that road work, and you're out there running miles and miles and miles, and you push yourself a little harder, and you push yourself a little harder, and then you do your exercises, you do all your calisthenics, whatever, and now you're starting to spar these guys that you're preparing with you, and then sometimes in the course of the night, you're gonna take a butt whipping.
Sure.
And that just in practice alone.
You will get knocked down in boxing. I guarantee it. At some point, you will get knocked down.
But you keep fighting and you keep fighting, you keep pushing, keep pushing, and you overcome. And then I said, I can take that next step or the next 10 seconds because you do get tired, and then you see the end result and goes, oh my, I got this.
Well, that's what makes it beautiful.
Yeah.
Is it is hard for a reason, but when you overcome it,
exactly
the sense of accomplishment, the confidence, all of a sudden you have a young person that maybe was a little apprehensive about their skills or their abilities. Right. And now with that victory, because they busted their butt to get where they got to do, they now have the confidence. They also understand what it takes to get your goals and understand the value of hard work. That's the best thing it teaches. That is they had the nights of getting their butt kicked and blood, sweat, and tears,
right.
and they're about to fall over because they've been running for their 10th mile here. Those are the moments when you get through that and you achieve your goal. That's when you say, you know what, it makes sense, and that applies to any other aspect of their life. If they say, you know what, I want to be a lawyer now. Well, now they're going to apply that same vigor to go getting their law degree to go be a lawyer. And that's what boxing teaches.
That preparation to be whatever you want to be. Right?
It's hard, but when you have the success, that's the reward, and that's the light bulb moment that they understand. Hard work, dedication equals rewards, and boxing is one of the few things in this world that at its core can show you that at a very, very rudimentary level. You know what I mean? And so
very well stated. Yes.
Yeah, it is what it is. So come out now. Even if you're maybe not into saying you want to box and stuff, but if you're looking for some fun this weekend and want to see some great sports and stuff, I'm telling you, got some great fighters. The best fighters from all around the state are going to be in Roswell, New Mexico this weekend.
That's correct.
And ages, weight classes, you're going to see it all. It's 3 full days. Like Friday night, 5 p.m. is when the first bell will happen.
That's correct.
And then 1 o'clock Saturday, 1 o'clock Sunday, and then it's going to be all afternoon Saturday and Sunday of fighting and stuff. I'm guessing Sunday is probably going to be more your championship matches.
That's correct.
You're kind of weeding them out Friday and Saturday, and then you'll see your championship matches on Sunday.
The best of the best on Sunday.
So, I am now. That being said, don't wait until Sunday to go, because you're going to see a lot of great boxing, and plus, if you're interested in learning more and meeting the people, come Friday. Come, because it'll be obviously. You'll see some of the more less experienced fighters fight.
Right.
You'll see all skill levels. So if you watch Sunday and you're like, oh man, those guys are pretty good. It took a while for them to get there. They didn't start out that way.
Yes.
Practice makes perfect.
That's
Come
very
see
true.
Friday where some of the newer fighters and things.
Yeah.
You'll see all the levels. So you get to see the ones that are first starting out and seeing the fundamentals of fighting being practiced, to people that are just about ready to make that step into the professional ranks of boxing.
And you have, like you said, we've got them from the 10-year-olds on up, and you will see all levels, and you'll be surprised and amazed at some of these younger kids that have been fighting for so long, and you're like, oh my, this kid is only 12 years old or 11 years old, whatever.
And again, it gets you back to that point. It's like, man, these kids are pretty tough. They're pretty resilient. They're very smart. I mean, you see. Like, it'll restore faith in humanity by seeing these kids persevere and do their hard work and overcome their win, lose, or draw.
That's
when you see these kids out there, it's kind of a sense of. I mean, it's fun to watch, but it's a sense of like, all right, maybe our future generation's in good hands after all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very. And we have, like I said, we have really blessed Roswell's boxing's going. We have Bully Boxing, Baron Boxing, and Youth Nation. We got 3. Teams here, they're young, but they're coming up, and there's something that you'll see in the future.
And if you want to learn more, come. The boxing teams will be there. You can talk to the groups and things.
Correct.
If you're interested in becoming a part of their team and things like that, don't hesitate to talk. I mean, obviously not in the middle of a fight, but when there's down times and things, they love to talk to you more about that kind of stuff. But yeah, when they're fighting, they're a little busy at the moment. Let them do their I do want to ask a question, too, about, because you're talking about how fighting's doing well in Cruise and some of our bigger cities. For folks that don't know, Albuquerque has a big MMA side, too. In the terms of MMA, Albuquerque's kind of one of those meccas for that kind of stuff. I'm gee whiz curious. Does that help or hurt boxing in Albuquerque? Because I imagine it could go either way, where people love, fighting sports and things like that, but do they gravitate towards MMA and maybe less with boxing? Or is it no, I need the boxing to get better at MMA? Or they're using it as a tool to get better at one or the other?
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that they're going to make that decision whether they want to do the MMA, and they complement each other.
Sure. But I was just wondering, like, does that help or hurt boxing in Albuquerque? Or because I could see it go either way, and I wasn't sure how that went. I was just kind of curious what you guys are seeing.
And like you said, they really had that some really great fighters in the MMA there in Albuquerque. But then they also have like 2 or 3 world champions out of Albuquerque at this moment.
Well, I mean, you hear John Bones Jones, you hear his name a lot here, but there's others that I mean, Holly Holm is a big name here as well too that people know.
There's a young man out of Albuquerque, Abraham Pettis, and he's a IBA champion, world champion right now as we speak. And then there's a couple more, and I can't think of their names off the top of my head. These are world champions here in the state of New Mexico.
That's amazing.
And they fought in this same tournament.
And that's just that they're proponents for the sport too. They're the ones that say, see what this comes for some of these folks. But that's the beauty of this boxing too. Even if they choose not to go that path, the boxing, the things they're learning at that age, is going to serve them well when they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and all that good stuff. But please come and here's the thing, it's a cheap night. Tickets are cheap. For children 5 through 17, $5. $10 for adults. Veterans and seniors, $7. And that's for each night there. And you're going to see a whole night and all day of boxing for $5, $10, or whatever you pay.
If you want to get entertained, come down here.
And to be honest, all that money goes to support Golden Gloves and foster the next generation of boxing kids and making sure there's a 77th, 78th, 79th, 80th, and 100th annual Golden Gloves event.
Once people are long gone, this thing is just going to carry on.
Absolutely. So, again, it's going to be this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. All the boxing matches, the whole weekend's going to be at Roswell High Gym there. Come check out the brand new Golden Gloves ring. Thanks to Crumlin for making that happen. So you come see that in use for its first time. Yeah. And then, of course, Friday night, first bell at 5 p.m. So you want to get there and get you in your seats before first bell. 1 o'clock Saturday and Sunday for first bell there. And can they get tickets in advance or just at the door?
Just buy them at the door.
So just come with your $5 or $10 or $7 at the door and come enjoy great. And trust me, come Friday, see the up and comers and new, but make sure you come and see the championship matches on Sunday too, and everything in between. You're gonna want to see all the matches because it's a lot of fun.
Let me just share really another thing that I really wanted. People like Richland, there's so many sponsors. There's so many people that help make this possible.
Yeah.
We have a board of directors that I'm part of, and we have a Roswell committee, and we have all these sponsors, Richland Motors, and they just go on and on and on, and they're just a big part of making this thing possible for
There's
all
a reason.
of these,
the reason the 76th annual is happening is because of these businesses, these sponsors,
individuals.
And they believe in the product. And that's, to me, when you have a lot of sponsors, that's also a testament to how good the product is. You know what I mean?
I
yes,
agree
the
with
sponsors make the magic happen. But when you have a bunch of sponsors that support and continue to support,
that's correct.
That is a testament to how good the program is. Because at the end of the day, and I say that a lot, but if the program's not good, people will stop supporting. You know what I mean? Eventually they'll say, you know what, why my money's not going to something I really think is a good thing. So the fact that they continuously do this year in and year out proves that
it's working. Yeah,
this is a cool thing. And trust me, you're seeing history, you're seeing the next generation, you're seeing old and new all coming together for a weekend of coolness here. Just seeing the history and the legacy and prestige of Golden Gloves boxing with the newness of these new young up and coming fighters, these kids that are looking to create their path in the world. Watch them on their progress this weekend, and by the way, you're going to see some great boxing action too. If you love sports and you love the thrill of competition, it's going to be 3 full days of just fun boxing action. Watching these kids pour their hearts out in the ring.
Very true, Mike. That is very well stated because it's like you said, you have to have a passion for it, and like in any sport, and especially in one such as this, because it takes a lot of demand. It's very demanding.
Not to mention, it takes a lot of guts to get into the ring and fight. And like we talked about it being a team sport, and it very much is a team sport. But even in football and soccer, you have 10 or 11, 9 other people on the pitch, on the court, on the field with you. In boxing, it's you and your opponent. Yeah, you have your people in your corner, but they ain't in the ring with you. They ain't the ones getting the punches and taking the punches and giving the punches. And so it does take it's you're proud of these folks for even just stepping in the ring and saying, I'm willing to put myself here to do this.
There was a young man years ago, fought first fight, took a good butt whipping. Second fight, same thing. Finally won a close fight, and then turned around and lost his butt again. And he's like, I talked to him and says, what am I doing here? I says, do you enjoy what you're doing? You just got to keep on keeping up. It'll come. You got to put your faith and trust in your work and your coach and just keep doing what you're doing.
Sure. And then some days you get it. Some days you get got. It just happens.
After that kid won like 20 fights in a row.
Nice. Well,
it just kind of like.
Well, and I think for young people, it's establishing the routine, and it's like finding the formula, and then once that formula's in place, it's just following it,
right,
and tweaking it as needed.
And tweaking it as needed.
Yeah.
And you make those adjustments just like you do in life.
Yeah.
You make those adjustments, and you get the chance to grow and prosper.
Yeah. But, it's kind of, and it's like any other thing. You find success one way, but sometimes the success didn't work that way,
Yeah.
And so, it's like, well, I did it this way this time, and now I got my butt kicked. What happened? Well, because they had a counter to that. Now you got to have a counter to their counter for this counter, and that's where you get the next level. And that's, they're always designing the new mousetrap, but there's always someone right behind them finding an escape for that mousetrap. That's just life in general. And boxing's no different.
Yeah, exactly. And that is life. It truly is.
Yep.
And as you're preparing to this, as you start, you're preparing to this. And all these young men that we're working with that are part of these committees and these coaches and all these people, they went through the same darn thing themselves. And that's why they're special.
Absolutely. And that's why they know exactly what they've been there, done that. So when that kid's in the ring and having the hard moment, it's like, I remember that day. Let me help you through it.
Also, let me also add is that the winners in the open class.
Okay.
The winners in the open class of the state Golden Gloves tournament will advance to the regional tournament in this will be, I think it's April 12th in Denver.
Okay.
And so the regional is like because there's 38 franchises throughout the country.
Okay.
So New Mexico, Colorado is the franchise.
Okay, that's our region.
That's our region.
We cover these two states.
Yeah, so when the winners here will go to Denver and fight for the regional championship. The winners from there, the Colorado and New Mexico, those guys will advance in May for the National Golden Glove Tournament.
Okay.
To be held in Detroit, Michigan.
Ooh, Detroit. Okay,
yes,
cool.
Yeah. Last year, the regionals were in Philadelphia.
Okay.
The Nationals were in Philadelphia.
Does New Mexico get to host regionals sometimes, or is it always in Colorado?
Every other year.
Okay.
We hosted it.
So next year it should be in New Mexico.
It comes back to New Mexico.
Nice.
Last year we hosted it in Albuquerque.
Well, maybe Roswell will get to host it one year.
Well, you know what?
We got a new ring now.
and I'm kind of like I have a little bit of pull now. So maybe we'll try to get it back to Roswell.
Well, that'd be great because, like you said, we want to foster that passion for boxing here and get that rekindled here and it takes just events like this. It starts with come out this weekend.
That's right.
Come get the bug and come get addicted to watching and seeing and being a part of boxing. And we get one or two people each weekend, getting addicted. Next thing you know, we got a community of boxers in there and here doing it. So but come out. It's gonna be 3 days of fun. Come see this. Come cheer these kids on. Root them on. Cheer their successes. Cheer them when they fail too, because these kids are busting their hump and they learning to win and learning to lose are two very valuable lessons that some kids are going to be learning this week.
And that's and like you said, that's like you said earlier, that's life.
It is. It is.
And again, we always tell you only get out of what you put into it.
Absolutely. but you're making great adults in the process here. That's all.
Yes.
So come have fun and do this. And then if you have any questions, you can call Ray directly here, 575-910-2222. If you're just hearing about it and say, hey, I know, can I sponsor in some way? If you want to donate money to help the cause, Ray would be happy to. We can't help out with advertising at this point because the event's in 2 days here. But we would be very greatly appreciated. And, of course, for the 77th annual, we'll make sure we get you covered. But please, or if you have any questions about the event in general, or maybe you're listening and say, hey, I hear about boxing. Who here locally do I contact to get my kid in boxing? Obviously come out to the event Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and do that.
Sure.
But if you want to learn more a little bit before then, don't hesitate to talk to Ray, and Ray will be happy to.
By all means, yes.
Yeah, he'll love talking boxing with you.
and I'll push in the right direction. Guide you to these coaches, and these guys are here to help, and they're doing a great job with
Absolutely.
Our kids.
Yeah, and you know what? I would imagine any boxers out there that want to maybe get back into coaching and mentoring youth that maybe haven't done it in a while. Maybe we'd
love to have them.
We always looking for more mentors involved too, because the more mentors is the more youth you can help.
And see, a lot of these coaches, especially here locally, they themselves were out there. They know they've been there. They know exactly.
They've had nights where they've taken their beatings and given their beatings and
giving them, taking them,
giving them and taking them
right.
And as a boxer, you're going to at some point in your time, whether it's amateur in high school or if you make a career out of it, you're going to get beatings and you're going to take beatings. It's just
that's just part of life. Exactly. That's very true.
And what you do is what you do when you get up. And literally, this is all the little euphemisms you say. When you get knocked down, it's not about getting knocked down. It literally here in boxing is
you gotta get back up.
You get back up here. What you do about it.
That's right.
Excellent. Did we get it all, Ray? Is there anything we missed that we wanted to share?
We just wanted to thank everybody. Thank our community. Thank you.
Anytime.
Thanks. There's so many people that are part of this process.
We will. We will have video available. You can watch the video and stuff live, but I really want you to be at the event. So, I mean, if you can't make it, because you're working, or maybe you can go one day, but you got to work one day, and we will have it on KSVP TV to watch
correct.
and streaming. But I really, really, if you can make it, be in the Roswell High Gym, get ringside. It's a much better experience than watching it on video. But B, you're supporting the boxing in the event by coming and buying tickets. You're supporting the next Golden Gloves event by doing that. So yes. If you have no other way to check this out, then you can check us out on KSVP TV. However, be at the event. Go there live and then watch it on demand later.
That's correct.
That's the way you can do it. And boxers, you can go back and study your tape, see how you did and all that. We'll have it there. And so imagine all these coaches and stuff are going to be looking at some of that tape too. So.
For sure.
But we will be streaming at KSVP TV. But like I said, get your butt in Roswell High Gym this weekend because that's you're supporting directly by doing that.
And at KSVP, we truly do appreciate you guys.
Well, we're so glad that we get to do this stuff because this is especially because we do. We want to the sport of boxing. It just feels right in Roswell. It's like this is a place where boxing should be. You know what I mean? It's part of the culture and heritage of New Mexico and Roswell here, and for youth to not have access to that kind of stuff or enough access to that kind of stuff is something we need to do about that because
that's very true.
Not all kids resonate and do things the same way. Some art is their key to making it click. Others is you hand them a book and say read it and they're good to go. Others, it's you need to learn the lessons through sport, through group activity, through things like this. And so, I think you hit all the different ways a child can be impacted and inspired when you offer more here, because not all kids learn in school the same way they teach and things like that. And let's face it, boxing is a sport that attracts to people that maybe have been beat up a little bit, that are living a life where there's a lot of struggle, a lot of things. And let's face it, a lot of people telling them they can't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so boxing is just by nature a sport that people that deal with that gravitate to. And so that's why, to me, it's even more important to have it available than even soccer or some of the other quote-unquote popular, more mainstream sports out there. Because I think boxing will hit a sector of the population that these can't hit, if that makes sense.
And it really does. And like you said, it's a sport that you can overcome. You can truly overcome, and it's within you. You just got to make that decision.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that you touched on that I love to hear is it's an art.
Mhm.
If you really look at a good fighter and watch him as he fights and how he progresses, it really is an art to be able to move in
Mhm.
with your quick feet, quick hands. If you have to hit, you can hit hard. It's an art. It's like it's synchronized on.
Sure.
It's a thing of beauty to me. I like watching this. Oh my God, look at this kid.
Well, and
You
it's like one of those things like, you have, and boxers are all different. You have your bruiser types that are just
Yeah.
throw them till they drop somebody. And then there's the technique guys. And I would argue if, weight classes are the same and
Exactly,
everything.
they really are.
The technique guy is going to beat the brawler every time because because they have more tricks in the bag. They have to adjust on the fly. Where a brawler generally don't have a lot of, it's a one-trick pony. They're gonna brawl you until they run out of gas. Whereas the person that studies the technique, that does the things, if I need to brawl, I can brawl, but when that's not working, I need to get a little trick and dance or counter with some different combinations, find the patterns here and find ways to get through the patterns and get a chance to crack into that armor a little bit. And so
You said that really well, Mike.
yeah, that's really what boxing is. It's strategy. It's no different than chess, except where you're getting hit instead of a piece getting knocked over. That's the only difference. It's the same thing. It really is. It's you measuring your opponent and deciding what they're doing and countering it to either protect you or go on the attack to take them out. And that's what you're doing here. And through that, these youth are learning to translate those same skill sets into what happens when my so-and-so didn't show up for work this morning. How are we going to figure out how to get that done? By the way, we had a house fire last night, and so now we can't do it. How are we going to figure out how to do this? That by these kids getting their butt kicked and kicking butt and boxing, they're setting the table to learn and to be able to make those decisions down the road. And that's what it is. And that's what that art form you talk about.
Sure.
If you study the fighting techniques and the history, martial arts are called martial arts for a reason. And boxing is very much, different technique, but same vein,
right.
same end game here on some of this stuff. And so you're right. It's an art form. It's a dance. It's a to and fro. It's a choreographed thing that's going on there.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't necessarily understand it, it's very much there.
And the thing about it, like you said, is that, and when you're first learning, you're just kind of learning the game. But when you see it, when you really start to learn the game, then you see it, it's, oh my God, did you see that young man?
Yeah.
Or that young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this is.
I'm about to say, I say
these young ladies
there's
as well.
women and men. It's a equal opportunity sport here.
That's right.
You get your butt kicked or kicked butt as a woman or a man, don't matter. but it's such a great thing and such a great.
Right.
I want to ask you a boxing thing before you go, not to do with the Golden Gloves, because I'm just gee whiz curious because I have an opinion and this is kind of a big deal in boxing. Some will look at it as a show. Others might think, but obviously, this whole Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight that they're going to do in July.
Yes.
For me, as a guy just like watching stuff, I'm like excited to watch this. But from a boxing perspective, do y'all look at this as a good thing, or do you think it's kind of a joke to the sport? I'm just kind of curious what boxers think of this kind of stuff.
You first of all, you have to respect Mike Tyson because he was such a great champion.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
to be honest, I think Mike Tyson's going to kick butt in that ring.
I think you're right.
I think people are underestimating a 60-year-old man in the ring and don't realize how just especially you and I have seen him in his heyday.
Oh yes.
And
yes.
that man, if you get his mindset that way, you do not want to be in his crosshairs. He will destroy you. Yeah. But to me, for me, I want to see that. But as a boxer, as purist, as the art of the sport, do you look at it as a good thing, or is this cheapening the sport to you? And I was curious about that.
I don't necessarily cheapen it, because it's a form of entertainment.
Sure.
It's just a form of entertainment, but
to be honest, I think if Tyson whooped his butt, it's a testament to boxing. Because I'm not to take anything from Jake Paul and everything, but he's kind of tried to make it like anybody can box. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's not.
And he tried to, and he got to fight Floyd Mayweather, and now they're like, well, Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson are not even remotely the same boxer, and to stay in 12 rounds with Floyd Mayweather is not as big an accomplishment as staying 3 rounds with Mike Tyson. It's just not the same thing. But so to me, to see Mike Tyson come in there and literally show this kid what's up, to me is like saying, is a note to other boxers saying, stop trivializing my sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but then part of me says, if Jake Paul is really a good boxer and all that, maybe it is the other way, and says, you know what? Someone might look at that and say, look, I'm just a schmo, and now I'm a real boxer. And so it's a double-edged sword with me.
The only point, like I said, it's a form of entertainment, but I think if you get a Mike Tyson in his prime, this young man would be like, So he's.
I wouldn't even give it 90 seconds.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, it's not something I'm going to look forward to.
All I'm glad is I'm not paying any more money for a Mike Tyson pay-per-view fight, because you get 90 seconds and pay $100 for that thing. Oh Thank God this thing's on Netflix. And if you have Netflix, you can watch it. But
yeah,
I learned my lesson years ago. You don't pay full price for a Mike Tyson pay-per-view because odds are that fight will be over in 3 minutes.
That's right, too, yeah. What he did to Michael Spinks.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought that, because I saw Michael Spinks fight at the national tournament.
And these are
Knoxville,
great boxers. Yeah. These are pure boxing people that he just eviscerated, you know? That's what makes it. This isn't schmoes that he beat. These are best in the game that he made look like amateurs. That's why Mike Tyson's such a big deal. Yeah. And so I'm very curious to see how this plays out in July. So,
well, I saw that video, and if nobody doctored that video, that kid shouldn't get in there.
Yeah, he might. Good luck getting insurance right now with that guy, because he might have problems. Yeah. But I just saw the time. We better go. But Ray, thank you very much. Come out this weekend again. Friday, 5 p.m. first bell. Saturday and Sunday, 1 p.m. first bell. Tickets are available at the door. $10 for adults, $5 for kids 5 through 17, seniors and veterans, $7 to get in there.
Roswell High School.
Roswell High Gym is the place to be. 500 West Hobbs, if you're not familiar with where it's at. And come be there for First Bell Friday.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Look forward to having the community come out. Thank you guys all again. And thank you so very much.
And if you can't absolutely make it, we will have the games, the matches for you at ksvptv.com. There'll be a Golden Gloves boxing channel there. Just click on that, and away you go. So thank you, Ray, as always.
Thanks,
and we'll see you here next time. And we need to get you in between the years, just to maybe if we get a few boxers, up-and-comers that are kind of training, maybe we can interview them and spotlight them a little bit on the show.
We can do that. The other thing we got coming up, but that's in September. I think I've shared with you that we also host the New Mexico Boxing Hall of Fame here in Roswell.
Okay.
In September, September 29th. So,
okay.
So we can maybe
we'll definitely get on the radar. Definitely we'll get close to that too. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, 9:58. Quick break before they kick me off the radio, because I got past 10 to get salty. So quick break, and we'll wrap up. Don't go away.
Crowd Saturday, April 13th at the Bulldog Pit in Artesia. Previously announced as a night with Jason Witten, Jason became unavailable, so C.J. Stroud stepped up to take his place. C.J. is the 2024 Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Houston Texans and two-time Heisman Trophy finalist. Admission is free, but you must have a ticket to enter. Jason Witten printed tickets are still good, and remaining tickets are available at the Artesia Chamber of Commerce. This invitation is courtesy of H.F. Sinclair, excited about C.J. Stroud coming to Artesia.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Former President Trump says if he's reelected, he'll put an end to